an opportunity to, place them in a pedestal where you probably would expect more now, in terms of not just splashing cash at everything. So you need to reward them. I think the best reward you could give any of these guys is for you to be able to put things in place for them to keep on competing. And Cape Verde don't have much in terms of what brings money to the country, apart from tourism. Tourism is the biggest money they bring in per the GDP and whatever. But the truth is, if you somehow are able to hack it, and because they've actually given people a taste of what Cape Verdean football is like, I think the best thing you can give them is give them that structure to continue to provide. Nobody would have said anything about Vozina before the World Cup. Nobody would have said, okay, there's somebody in Cape Verde that will be able to keep up good performances like that. I'm not saying it is enough to judge a player by four games, but I'm just saying give better platforms to some of these players that we've seen, so that maybe in 10 years, 15 years from now, you would not have to rely on LinkedIn to get your players. I think the best thing you can give them now is to have that structure. Look at what Nigeria is doing the opposite of it, and of course you can have a footballing nation from something offshoot of an island off of Africa's coast. It's just crazy as it is, but good luck to them wherever this leads them. But I'm for sure certain that people now have another way, not just about the fine girls or what the or what the scenery is like in Cape Verde. Yes, for the football.
I think also that we've seen situations where people talk about some of these things, and one of the things that usually scream at me for teams that have won the hearts of a lot of people, I'll go back to 2016 when Iceland came and there were a lot of part-time workers in that team. The coach was a dentist full-time, and then he was doing coaching when he finds the time. Had guys who had other things to do, other hustle, like we say in this part of the world, and they were just playing football part-time, and then they went to a competition like that, Iceland, and won the hearts of everybody, did so great, and at the end of the day, of course, didn't win the competition, but went as far as possible, and it was a beautiful story for them. And you look at countries where there's an abundance of talent, but the resources to get the job done becomes a problem. Do you look at things like that and then it is a concern because you're spoiled for choice and you therefore do not know what you want to do about things like that? I mean, for us, Nigeria, one thing that is common amongst every football fan in Nigeria, which we say a lot, even though there are parameters to separate what we know and what is, it is the fact that we take pride in saying that there are talents scattered all across Nigeria. And for countries who are not bold enough to say things like that, they have about 16, 17 of their players that were sourced from outside of, Cape Verdeans who were born outside of Cape Verde. By the way, there are more Cape Verdean citizens outside of Cape Verde than there are in their country. And so you look at all of these things and you want to put it side by side. Fans of Cape Verde, one particular one struck me when she said that finally the world know who they are, because I mean in America where she lives, she has to explain to people where Cape Verde is and tell them, okay, use any of the search engines and find out, Google it, check it. And he said, but now we have done well at the World Cup, I don't have to tell anybody where my country is on the map, or are you here in this country for the first time, which is of course one of the fantastic stories about what the World Cup will serve you. But does it feel like it is a curse for countries who have talents all over the place, and the right avenue to funnel these talents through becomes a problem like it is for us?
Well, I think Nigeria or Africa, is a place where we defy logic by so many measures, so many standards. Football being a part of it, because we are not going to be the first nation with abundance in talent. Yes, we have talent in abundance, but there's a way we always manage to make positivities turn them into negativity, turn opportunities into threats, and probably a curse. Because you look at what I mean, we talk about Arteta. There are 3 managers from the same region in Spain. Small
at
region,
the highest level in the Premier League.
And then,
In fact, plus Una is going to be 4.
Four. All within what, about a kilometer. And then, you look at that and feel, okay. And you also look at that region, the kind of, okay, maybe not world-class, football players there, but there's no way you put many of them side by side with what we have, in Africa, and say we are on the same level. So I think, yes, we have petroleum. At the end of the day, it's feeling like a curse because every other thing is being neglected, agriculture, and every other thing we could possibly get something out of that has, got us to.
It feels like we have an inability to multitask when
exactly
it comes to situations
the point.
like this.
And we somehow turn out what is supposed to be the advantage, we turn it to a disadvantage against us. We're talking about diversity in Nigeria. Somehow, some people have made it to be, some sort of a cause of something that doesn't, make us good at the end of the day. So I think for me, it's the value of what we have inherently is good, but I think what we now make of it is what turns it out to be either a curse or a blessing. For all of the good players we have, how many of them have they particularly said, okay, with this kind of talent this guy has, all right, how do we bring them all together, yes, promote them and take them to the next level, not just talking about even one player. What is the system around them?
That thing is always a very difficult conversation because even those who are in position who run football, they don't see it beyond a particular level. And that for me is a sad part because, excuse me, you need to be able to envisage and look at some things and say, this is where we're going to get to and this is how we're going to get there. But sometimes we just make a lot of umbrella statements, and when you ask questions of how we're going to get to this place, people are like, why are you probing? What are you going to gain by trying to probe? I don't like situations where we try to make the destination look more important than the journey.
Yes.
If the journey is if the destination is the most important thing to you, then I can understand when people say, oh, it doesn't matter how we get there. I think it does matter because if you do not know how you got to a place, you probably will run into troubles and you don't know how to maneuver your way.
Yes.
After all, it is common knowledge that if you do not know where you are going, at least you can retrace your steps to where you are coming from. Remember the road that will lead you home.
Yes.
So you just look at it and you discover that we are big on a lot of things that we talk about and we are very vocal about some of these things. But when it comes to the actual work of doing it and making it count, it doesn't make sense anymore. That same region where these players are coming from, these coaches are coming from, they're also very comfortable not leaving home.
Yeah.
The Basque region, right?
Yeah.
They're also comfortable not leaving home. If you have to sign a player from that place, you have to probably pay over the odds and pay good money. These guys are not interested in, what's that one that joined United one time? Under Herrera. There was also, what's his name now? The Chelsea goalkeeper, Kepa. Yes. I mean, these guys moved for big money. Ika Munayin turned down deals and said he wasn't. In fact, he's a coach now. Oh boy. Munayin don't the coach. Yes, so he's a coach now. Yes, he coaches in the lower rungs of Spanish football. And I read a piece about his style of play and what he's trying to introduce. And I'm impressed that, where did this hang Jesse here? But again, Iraola was their captain back in the day and he's a coach now, so you can look beyond all of that. So all of these things are things you put together now, and I think sometimes while you can have talent beyond a certain level where you say, okay, talent is this, talent is that, talent is this, talent is that. When it comes to the know-how, I think one of the very big deficits that this World Cup has also exposed, maybe a lot of people knew it or a few people knew it before now, is the fact that the know-how, whether technically or tactically, is still lacking. Like, Africa suffers a huge deficit when it comes to the know-how. Whether it is trying to see out a game, whether it is in the comeback, whether it is in the... whatever it is, the know-how is still lacking. And I don't think... for what African players have been able to do to play abroad and rub minds and rub shoulders with the best coaches and best players in the world, I think that will pull African football up, and it has done it to a certain degree where it is right now. Investment will do the rest, which Morocco is doing, and capacity building, human capacity building in terms of the quality of coaches that are going to come out of these places. we cannot look at Nigeria and then we will not be able to find coaches from Nigeria that are in the conversation on the continent of Africa and still think that we are high up there. Whether it is the Confederations Cup, whether it is the CAF Champions League, whether it is the Nations Cup, whatever it is, if we do not have our guys in this conversation, I think it will be. And then there's something when we prepare for competitions that we try to shy away from. Always an interesting conversation, but you know, there is this belief that if you talk about these things, you are probably going to jinx the competition. We don't need that sort of energy before we go there. I'm not saying let's discuss it the eve before the competition or a few weeks to the competition. No. But sometimes people know how bad they are or how terrible their teams could be. But the moment you get into a competition preparation mode, people are like, oh no, we can sweep that under the carpet. And one of the ways we try to pad that is we go to hire a foreign coach and we bring the foreign coach. I might say foreign coaches will have all the answers. Not in every case. Ghana, for instance, I think the problems have always been there. Primarily, I think they have an aging squad. And a lot has not improved in the last couple of years. Say for Semenyo and Thomas Partey, maybe these are about the big guys in the big leagues that are actually doing well. 3 years ago or 2 years ago, Semenyo was the best player. Last year, he was the best player. This year, he's still your best player. I don't think he's going to change much about it. But this is it. Sometimes a win papers the cracks and everybody gets excited and we move on to a lot of the excitement. We get carried away and we just talk about those things and move on. First, I think that from what we have seen, Ghana, taking Ghana for instance, these problems were there. These problems were there. We just didn't pay enough attention to know that, okay, these problems were going to cost us what we have seen. It turns out Otuado was not the problem. But when you win your first game against Panama, dying minute, and then you draw England, trust me, anybody can get over the, you know, can have their heads in the sky. Right? So, was that what got these guys too excited and then they forgot that there was work to be done? Maybe, because 2 losses back to back, first to Croatia and then again to Colombia, you are out of the competition. But were these problems there before? Yes. But again, the way we try to avoid our problems is that, oh, don't talk about them because the competition is so close, and if you talk about it now, it's going to spoil a lot of things. Do we try to fix them before then and say, okay, let's even carry some of the younger players who will be, they're like, no, some players are national team players, some players are proven players. But it is when it gets to this part of the world that such conversations come up. I mean, for a side like Morocco, who have had a kid of 18 who has impressed so much at this World Cup, that wouldn't have happened in Nigeria. It probably would be Ballon d'Or stuff for that to happen, because the conversation would have been crafted around, where has he played before? Oh, because he plays in Lille, he should wait for his time. He's only 18. There are players who have proven themselves in this national team. National team football is different from club football, and all of the things we usually say. I mean, these are documented conversations that once it gets to competitions, you begin to hear them again. You begin to hear. I mean, I've heard them too often to know that, okay, this is what usually happens in this part of the world. Again, I think we need to invest in the know-how. All of these things that we have seen and how the guys have been able to apply it. The discipline in this Cape Verde team is just so good. But this is not the show to sermonize all the things that they have done and how they have done it. But as far as Africa and their performance is concerned, I don't think I'm impressed. And that, my friends, will take us to our first talking points on the show today, right here on Football Live. Yes, your champion star, Sports Radio Real FM. And let's go right into it and bring you what the talking point is on the show. At full time, Colombia's victory over Ghana brought to an end the round of 32 and ended Africa's chances of increasing the number of teams that will qualify for the round of 16. Barely a week ago, there was excitement in the air as African countries celebrated having 9 out of 10 countries secure their spots in the round of 32. But since then, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, the DRC, Algeria, South Africa, Cape Verde and Ghana have all been sent home, leaving only Morocco and Egypt in the competition. It has further sparked the debate across the continent if African countries have done well, with only 2 out of 9 advancing to the last 16. Joseph, how would you score Africa in the round of 32?
I think I'd go rather with a disappointing. Yeah, I think it's more disappointing because we have a larger number of teams who did not live up to expectation. Some had it good to start with, but ultimately they, just did not, were not able to, do what they were supposed to do. And I think I'm looking at many of the countries who could have, basically helped in terms of the reputation and, just bring up the numbers on how well the Africa contingent performed, given how we also ended at the group stage. I think, they just did not come to the party. Likes of, Senegal. I thought Senegal should, probably be able to do more. Who else? Morocco is through, and Egypt as well. I think you look at DR Congo. Yes, maybe I should not put this expectation on DR Congo because I'm not sure anybody would have expected them to, or even thought they would be able to do what they did against England. But they found themselves in a position where they did not dream of, obviously. But why would you not want to seize that moment fully? And I thought they left it too reckless, by going behind. Yes, they went 1-0 up. I thought you did not have any other business. This is a tournament for crying out loud. This is the best it is ever going to get for you. Because first thing first, you are not much of a talent producing country.
You are making an appearance after 54 years.
Yes. You have to seize your moment, and going 1-0 up against England, one of the favorites of the World Cup, means better numbers in terms of the balls for the team, and then you are going to be playing against Mexico. It makes every sense for you to start to dream. But somehow, I thought they got too greedy in that game. And they left, they threw caution to the wind and, basically they had to pay for it. After the first, I was saying, the way DR Congo were going, they just did not want to defend as much. I could not see much of the runners. It was as if they felt, okay, this is England, let us quickly tap in and score as many as possible. Almost in a sense to say we need to embarrass them. Yes, Guinea-Bissau probably gets that second goal. Maybe that would have been a different case entirely. But the truth is, after 1-0 up, you have no business. Yes, first half you were able to ride it out. No much to even complain about that first half. But the moment you came back to the second half, England started to get all of those opportunities. It should have been, it should have sent the alarm bells ringing. And, they were not able to control it. They were supposed to defend, but they did not. And I said, England gets a game in this game, and getting a goal in this game, Congo will be sent packing. It happened to be so, just only because DR Congo were too reckless. They were not defending. They just wanted to keep on attacking. And then I looked at, Algeria against Switzerland. Maybe there was a bit of, imbalance. Switzerland would always be the better team. But I did not particularly expect Algeria to beat them, so I could understand. But for Ghana, they were playing against Colombia. Yeah, you would probably expect more from Ghana. But the moment where everybody started to applaud what they did against England, right? Fairly, I mean, fair play to them, and quite well. They deserve that. But I thought the way they played the group stage, they left so much at the table. Maybe not world-class attackers, but you can't tell me an attack that has Semenyo, that has Fatawu. They've got Kamaldeen Sulemana. Some of these guys are, talents that are like, apart from Semenyo, I'm talking about Issa Fatawu and Kamaldeen Sulemana. They are like some of the hottest properties, in their age range in Europe. And I thought they did not exactly maximize so much. Yes, Carlos Queiroz is the kind of manager, he doesn't care. First of all, the tactical approach he takes is discipline, defense, and whatever happens next, but take control of that defense and ensure that you don't make it hard. I mean, easy for your opponent. But when you have all of those, bright young talent up front and you're not exactly doing much with them, I thought everybody should expect what would happen. Even though I felt they had a bit of a chance against Colombia, but ultimately they were not able to, again, due to the fact that they right from time. That is the kind of manager they had. And then you look at West Ivory Coast,
Algeria.
Yes, Algeria against Switzerland.
The problems are still there.
Yes, obviously.
Like what the guy meant and where he's left them now. Report says he's left Algeria. We'll try to confirm that and let you know before we end the show today. Where he left them, Petkovic, where he met, the problems he met are still there in the team, and
they've not exactly improved. So.
No.
For Ivory Coast, I thought, again, they play against Norway. Norway, my opinion, are a dark horse for these tournaments in general. So I don't think I had any problems with that. I think that's about okay. South Africa, they have themselves to blame. I thought they were a team better than Canada, but they were not just able to create enough. They had control of the game. Canada had the better chances, and they were ruthless enough to take at least one. It came at the dying minute, and obviously they had to pay for it. And the biggest disappointment, the biggest letdown from this tournament so far has to be from Senegal. Senegal had entire control of the game, and because of them, I make some people can't follow them raising any kind of thing. So I think, in my opinion, aggregating everything together, I think it's been disappointing. Hats off to Morocco. I thought Morocco were always going to we're always going to do well. First things first, they're probably the best team in Africa. And then you probably look at Senegal as well. But I thought they had a good chance against Netherlands, and obviously they've done it. And let's see how it turns out. But in my opinion, African continent in the round of 32 is really disappointing more than what should be commended.
Okay. All right. We will, of course, talk about it, and let's see how things go. But yes, as far as this one is concerned, let's get back into it. Looking at African countries, how would you score Africa in the round of 32 performance you saw from the representative? Yes, Africa's representative at the FIFA World Cup. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, welcome.
Yeah, this is Samuel from Ablo.
Samuel, you're welcome.
Yeah, I will rate Africa maybe 20%.
20 over 100.
Yeah, 20 over 100. Yes.
Almost.
Yeah, because they do not do up to what we expect from them for this knockout stage. I'm sorry, I want to talk to Mr. Joseph. Hello, Mr. Joseph.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. This is Samuel Obade. I'm calling you from Abuloko. I was one of the callers that called you the other time on your show, and I have side problem. That's why I did not send any message to you. And I predicted game on that day. I predict England against Ghana, and I predict Portugal facing. And I'm yet to hear anything from you people.
Well,
hello.
Yeah, it's not the same show, but I'm sure you'll be get.
I know, but I can't be able to talk to you throughout this because you do not receive call on that same show.
I didn't receive calls.
Yeah. You are just predicting for us in your last week.
Then we probably didn't take your prediction because a lot of predictions came in and we couldn't have taken all of them. Yeah, it's possible we didn't take your prediction.
But I predicted for you that day, and
the point is, if a lot of people predict, it will be hard for us to collate all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No problem.
All right. Thank you for that one. But if you were picked, you probably they should have reached you by now. The betting company should have reached you by now because yes, we sent all the names of all those who participated to them and those who of course were picked. So yes, your numbers and your what's that called?
ID.
Your ID for your betting company. Yes, we've sent all of those, and you should get that. You should have been contacted by now. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
With you, good afternoon.
Yes, welcome.
Joseph. Afternoon.
Good afternoon, welcome.
My name is Emeka Patrick.
Emeka Patrick, welcome.
For me, I think out of all the things, I'm so impressed about Cape Verde. I think the threat on their qualification to the World Cup, they were actually impressive in their qualification to the World Cup. And still at the World Cup, they continue that impressive form. And the way this says, I think they should still try and continue on that stead. A nation of that tiny stature coming to a place like World Cup for the first time, they were actually outstanding. Standing against Argentina, wow! Even their second goal was out of this world.
Go on. Yeah, go on. We can hear you.
Yes, and for me, the African teams, I'm not excited about them at all because having 10 slots and dropping off from the round of 82 with that volume of country coming out and the round of 32, I think it's actually is not impressive at all. To me, I'll give them a 52 out of 10, out of 100. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for that one. Yes, keep it coming. Yes, we are looking at Africa and their performance, especially in the last 32 round. Yes, in the round of 32. I mean, I'm sure it's something you're familiar with, and you saw the performances. Hello. Good afternoon. Yes, welcome.
I greet you. Joseph, I greet you.
Welcome, good afternoon, I greet you.
Yes, this is Daniel Desmond the call.
Okay.
For me, first of all, I would say congratulations to Cape Verde. You know, after that game yesterday, I believe they will go back and look at their faces and tell themselves, yes, we tried. Because we watched the people that played with, they played Spain, they played Uruguay, and they played Argentina. These are not just anyhow European teams, they are in fact champions. So for me, and they could be able to get draw against Spain, get draw against Uruguay, and also get draw against Argentina, even not because of the extra time this thing. Argentina were able to beat them. So for me, they did their best, and their best was very, very good for me. So even all these European teams, see, let me tell you, out of possible nine countries, Africa now only to remain. See, for me, I will score Africa 20 over 100. You know why? When we got to this position, everybody was saying, Africa, we go winner. See, for me, even this Egypt, we say they reach this stage. Me, I don't even believe Egypt. Ahead of Senegal, say Egypt will be the next people who go join Morocco for this round. So for me, we still have a lot of work to do. Some people, even me personally, I predicted that Senegal was going to beat what's his name, Belgium. But cruising 2-0, leading 2-0 as of 70-80 minutes, and cannot hold on to that 2-0, and they came back and won you 3-2. That is to tell you that we still have a lot of work to do. As in that place where we think we don't reach, we never reach there. There is nothing, absolutely nothing. We say we don't do. So for me, even Belgium, this is the reason that their worst season. Senegal cannot do anything against Belgium. Even Switzerland, who be Switzerland, we Ghana, even DRC, England, as in if you watch the way the result went north and went south, it didn't go well. So for me, we still have a lot of work to do. And kudos to all the European teams, all of them that need to qualify. all of them qualified. God bless you and to have a lovely day ahead.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for that one. But yes, the focus is on the African teams and especially in the round of 32. I mean, we've talked about group stage. We've talked about how far we think they could possibly go. But yes, round of 32 in perspective on today's edition of the show, because round of 16 will get started today, right? Yes, it will get started today, and we will know who's playing who and what's happening where. But yes, round of 32 in perspective, African countries and how they performed. How would you score African countries after the round of 32 fixtures? You can also leave your messages on WhatsApp 090-44,889. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you very much. The voice of Mr. Sam Asna Diara calling from Onitsha.
All right.
Thank you very much. I greet the gentleman in the studio.
Welcome.
Then talking about the African countries in round of 32, I must say the truth. I'm not disappointed. Just that I'm not impressed. I'm not happy about what happened. But talking about disappointed, I'm not, because if you look our teams, if you look at all the African teams, you need that all of them did their best. I'm telling you, they did their best. Let's not forget that even Germany didn't make it, or Panama did them. But like one of your colleagues is talking about what is the name, Congo. That Congo keep on attacking, that they're supposed to go back and defend. I think I didn't agree with him. I didn't agree with him because before now, any team or club that is winning 1-0 and went back to defend, and people would usually talk about them. I remember my darling team Arsenal in Champions League final when we are winning PSG 1-0 and we are defending. After the match, he ended up begin the talking of the day that Arsenal didn't come to play. They went back and defend. How can you tell me that Congo supposed to go back and defend one goal against England? For the fact they come to attack, that makes it to end like that. How do you mean they go back and defend? It could have been worse than that it is now. I'm telling you, forget what just happened. God of soccer didn't just give it to them. How do you mean that Yawusa scored that second goal? It has finished. I'm telling you, they give England a run of their money. They sweat. Even England coach know that they play a country from Africa. So for me, I'm not telling them that they didn't do good. They try, just that it's not their luck. Okay, look at Cape Verde. Cape Verde didn't give it to Argentina, almighty Argentina, with Lionel Messi among them. And Argentina play ball and know that they play ball. The only disappointing one that disappointing, but I'm not disappointed, is against Senegal. Senegal, yes, that is winning 2-0 and came back and throw it away. So despite that, I think for me, in this round of 32, I'm not disappointed by Africa team. Just that I'm not happy, but the way we are going, I think we are going there. Africans, we are going there. Because before now, everybody know the score now.
Where is there that you people are going? You say you are going there. Where is where?
You say I agreed where?
You said you people are going there. Where is the there that you people are going?
We are going to carry World Cup. Africans are going to carry World Cup sooner or later. Yes, sooner or later, Africa is going to carry World Cup.
Anybody can carry
the whole world has seen it. Imagine, okay, you're laughing. Imagine giving it to Argentina like that. So for me, I'm giving them 60 over 100. 60 over 100. I'm not disappointed. Yes. I'm giving them 60 over 100.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. If you had 9 teams in the round of 32 and only 2 made it, you failed. Except we just want to, yes, we feel comfortable, and if we criticize Africa, we would not be too comfortable with it. Before conversations will start dragging to, you are first Africa, don't make it look as if it is all doom and gloom. It is football in context. Football. This one Africa fail. That's just my simple thought about it. Shining lights in this competition. Didn't expect Egypt to go to round of 16.
No.
Here they are now. Morocco maintaining the consistency from where they left off last season, albeit changing a coach after the AFCON.
They're probably playing better brand of football.
Exactly. This coach won the Under-20 World Cup, by the way. Like, can we beat our chest and say the same thing? Okay. That one, in fact, it looks like they took that leave off Spain's book, because De La Fuente was the coach of the Under-21, right?
England even added, although I don't know what, they just did not want to go through with, was it Holland? It was the Under-20 coach.
Lee Carsley.
Lee Carsley.
Yeah.
You know, it was Under-20 coach. I just think all of these things, it has to do with structure. Without proper structure, you know, you would not have it this good. It's not, sometimes it's not even just all about coaching, education or whatnot. These guys are there now, why they fit, you know, take on the mantle. But the most important thing is there's one unified, you know, structure, you know, that brings everything to almost at the same level.
See.
So you are going from grade level football to senior national team. It can't be like, say, no difference.
I think in situations where we've not been able to properly identify, you know, our problems and then try to correct them, setting up a structure will be a tall order, way beyond what we can even comprehend. I mean, who are the people who are going to think about structures for us? This week, this man left his role as the technical director of the Saudi League.
Yeah.
And everybody started writing think pieces on how Emenalo should come back to Nigeria and forge a new this one. And I'm like, the thing is structureless. You think he will come in and function in this chaos?
It's too much work.
Bruh,
Too
how
much
could not they make and look as if, say, once you throw him in there, all the problems will go.
Messiah.
He's not the guy, look, he's not the guy who's going to be in charge 100%. So he's still going to be taking orders from people. So if his bosses do not agree with some of those things, in fact, sometimes to protect what you already have, don't take some certain jobs.
That's the sentimental, the emotional blackmail that come with it.
Except, in fact, even if we say, like, does anybody have to have a degree at UEFA, including a pro license, for the person to come and say some of the things we pass as academies in Nigeria are not up to standard? If there is a law anywhere in Nigeria, if we agree today that schools must have playing field before they can be approved as secondary or primary schools in Nigeria, do you know how many thousands of schools will fold up? Because you go to some schools, the best you probably get is it veranda, they call it, in front of your class, where people can hang out and just stay. And after that, there's hardly anywhere for teachers to even park their cars. Meanwhile, you go to some schools, they can have 3 fields. And you'll be wondering, what is... So, I don't think everything that looks like a football should pass for an academy. Unfortunately, we don't have standards, and we've not set standards for what is good enough or what isn't. And I think that, for me, is a major problem. But, away from all the problems, the only disappointment I have in all of this is I know sometimes you can have a plan and you may not exactly have the money to jumpstart 5 years so that people will say, oh, how did you get here? You barely just started a year ago. But I think the structure is lacking in the sense that we do not know what we want to even do with the academy guys. There's hardly... Let's not even go into a lot of all of these things. Okay, but... there's hardly that structure that will make you say that, okay, we've moved from here to here, we've moved from here to here, and this looks good, we can work with this. Because you're just looking at it and you're seeing that if we cannot solve this, we cannot solve this. How are we now going to get here and get here and get here and get here? It is... Shout outs to the guys who are actually doing the hard work, and you go to some grassroots clubs these days and you're impressed with some of the coaches. But some of them, they still did that old era of they think say na physicality na be the ball. So you fit you fit make mistake for training, coach go tell you, say, oh yeah, go do 10 laps, go do 50 push-up, go do all this one, go do, like, I think some of them don't know that if you are accumulating fatigue, you are exposing yourself to soft tissue injuries, and that could be a challenge. But again, who will tell them? Because if there is a standard and a template everybody should follow at every level, then we would know what to do. It is like we're looking for a ball playing center back in the league in Nigeria. Now people mount who go they wait for. We no go fit see and say, we've seen this guy play 10 matches in a row and his passes were XYZ numbers. Now people mount who go they look. We go they wait for those where they travel with teams. Alpha, we not sure say this guy good. So any name they throw at us is the name we'll embrace. And then people will say, after all, he's one of our own. He plays in the league. Those who also do not play in the league, they are also one of our own. Let's not create separation where it does not exist. But I'm saying that these guys, for what they have been able to achieve, in fact, even Morocco, how many of them then come from their league, or how many of them they're born for their country, where they play for Morocco, and how many percent of players who are playing at this World Cup were said not to have been born in the country they are representing?
It's a big number.
So.
And it improves every edition. Exactly.
So it's just a case of we identifying how we want to do it and finding ways to bring it home. I don't think it's a case of we tried our best to again, there is a certain level you will not rise to. When you mention that you do not support that these people should have defended, they should have attacked, you referenced Arsenal to say Arsenal were defending and people were criticizing Arsenal. You didn't say if you agree with the defend or with the defending or the attacking, because if you agreed with Arsenal's defending, you will back DRC for them to see out that game when it was already 75 minutes. England did not particularly break them down. So create more low blocks, but you were sending people forward and exposing yourself to possible attacks, and that played out. When I saw their game against Colombia, I knew that something was missing. They could excite, but not for long. And it wasn't just looking good. The desire wasn't lacking. I think the quality England had off the bench was most largely the difference, because there was now Saka here, there was Anthony Gordon here. So while you had two men on Saka, Gordon could afford to run free, link passes with people. Kane, of course, in the box, we know what he does, and all of that stuff. That was how that game played out. But I mean, these competitions like this will leave us with a lot of what ifs. But let's go back to the phone lines. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Peter, my brother.
Welcome.
Joseph, I greet you.
Welcome.
Yeah, my name is Adi Efosa, also known as Barcelona First of Kobioko. My brother, Africa. For me, we never go anywhere. Pakam. Yes, we never go anywhere. See the slot where they call brig now. 10 people go. 10 people, and now people call qualified to round 32. So how many people call go round 16? Now only 2 people. Even that 2 people now, what? You know, say Egypt, now narrow escape, now they get. It's supposed that and they call for more. I want to put this program now. And they call for more. I want to put this program now. What shall he profit a man to get the whole world or lose the they are waiting profiter? All the draw where he draw, okay, the keeper say agree where they dey now they come up for a 32. Is it not that people when they play 4-0 for a 32 will come up? So for me, they don't do anything. Now only Morocco, now I go give credit. And they do very well. Now that one be Brazil of Africa, and the Argentina of Africa. But you see the way where they play. They no go play to joke, they go play to win, not go play to draw, make them they train there. They go play to win, to go to the next stage. Look at Morocco now, last World Cup, now they come out Portugal. Don't make Africa proud. This time around again, they don't go as you see. I know say Canada now, Canada must go now. They go destroy Canada, which I know 100% they go destroy Canada. For me, now only Morocco, I go give credit. You see today, they know they play anything. How can you play for match draw? You don't win anyone. He did one of my friends when we did for class with that time. He dey pass, all the pass now weak pass. He never pass better pass when they go give back the team. All the pass now weak pass. So all those matches when they play, I know refresh. So yesterday, when they for win Argentina, they no fit win Argentina. They this draw again, come make them win them, comot them. What are you talking about? Now for me, Africa no get there at all. Even next one when we go come 2030, we know the team come up. Quarter-final, semi-final, anywhere we know they go. Apart from this Morocco, where I still dey this country. Thank you very much, my brother. This is kind of my brother.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. But you see that Cape Verde part, I no agree. You know them before now. Apart from once or twice, so you don't see them for AFCON.
Maybe everybody talks to them.
You know them before now. Now first round, everybody say they go come out. Uruguay, we don't win the World Cup before. They know how many points they get? 2. They come out. So I don't agree. Say they don't win matches, but they advance from group stage to round of 32. Look, those guys were a shootout away from probably knocking out Argentina. The story would have been different this morning. So we could not make and look as if say because they no win matches, you will not play to your strength. Who be the striker where you know for there where they do anything? And please give people credit where it is due. I know I will not be the person to pour cold water on their hard work. In fact, I will not even accept for anybody to do that. I think it is not fair. Hello. Good afternoon.
Oh, yeah. Good afternoon, Tony, and your colleagues.
Victor and Joseph here.
Yeah, Mr. Victor and Joseph. How are you doing? Good afternoon.
Welcome.
My name is Yusuf. I'm calling from Akoka, Uniland.
Okay.
First of all, I will say congratulations to Abu Dhabi. In fact, I'm proud of them. In fact, they should all raise their head up in pride because it is not nobody gave them that chance. Most of us, and let me not say all of us, were like they wouldn't go anywhere. And even when they were drawn against Argentina, it was looking like a walkover for Argentina, but they gave Argentina they brought the game to them, and even at the point Argentina was defending, so they played good. The fluidity, it's not, they are debutants, and I think they have performed best out of the old debutants of this World Cup. I would give that to them. So they made themselves proud. Look at the confidence of their goalkeeper self. Look at the confidence, the way he plays ball, the way he plays with the team. Like I was watching yesterday. I was watching a pure heart. You understand? Heart. So I'm very, very. I'm so happy for them. So they've made Africa proud. I'm proud of them also. So if they should just please continue like this, and I cannot even wait. Like I'm watching out for them in the coming AFCON. Do you understand? I think coaching let us down in this competition. The technicalities of the African coaches are let us down. Look at the Senegal, the Ivory Coast, the DR Congo. They all boils down to technicalities of the coach. Like we were winning 2-0 for God's sake till 85 minutes, for crying out loud. Like if I'm the coach, I will stand for that center midfield. Any one of you that pass this midfield for this next 8 or 9 minutes.
Which have you go stand? This is now football with this. Which have you go stand? You go enter pitch. You collect red card.
Baba, I go rule line. I go rule line for them. Because no, it's like by now I believe they will be having themselves to gain. Like leading 2-0 against team like that, and 85 minutes, and you just blew it into the air. Even me, I like it was just so heartbreaking. So do you want to go and win Belgium 5-0 or 4-0? No, now that's where the technicalities come from. So African coaches need to do more. We've had the guys. We've closed the gap a little bit. Like in fact, it's actually closed the gap more. but they need to do more. Even those that were even led by foreign coach, what is the quality of the foreign coaches that took us to this African Cup of Nations? It's a question that begs for answer. It's just a food for thought. Not just some evil coaches that even in their country they cannot be trusted with second-tier team to take them to the World Cup, and are the ones who would want to take to the World Cup. So I think the people that at the end of affair in Africa, we need to do more so that we can attract at least better coaches in the coming World Cup. Even the one that call himself the giant of them, even if he had been in this competition, I don't think he would have given us better than what we have seen. I am telling you that I won't say more than that, but I'm very happy we are closing the gap. And if not in this edition of World Cup, I think in the next 2 or 3 editions, I believe Africa is going to play in the final. I'm not saying they will carry World Cup, but I am saying Africa, if not in this edition, I think next edition or next, an African team is going to play in the World Cup, FIFA World Cup final. So it's a thumbs up to them. I'm happy and I'm proud to be a supporter of Africa in this Nations Cup. In this World Cup. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that one on the show. Yes, contributions, of course, loads of them still coming in, and Africa in perspective, as we, of course, take contributions on the show this afternoon. This one says, good afternoon, VQ and Joseph. Well, I will rate Africa 5 over 10 because some countries didn't meet the expectations, especially Senegal. The team is so good, but they make costly mistakes, and that's why they end up losing the first 2 games in the group stage. Yes. They had control of the game, but need to improve their league. Yes, the leagues in Africa, especially West Africa. And if we actually have a good league, we will see a lot of talent. Okay, our government should renovate the stadiums and need to build academy and should privatize it for good results. Ahmed Silva from Lekki. This one is coming from you. This one here says. Good afternoon, Vicky and Joseph. My name is Francis de Macheda. He says the Newcastle United's first son. While the massive influx of African teams into the knockout rounds proves the continent's growing depth and competitiveness, the round of 32 exposed some familiar frailties. He said despite fantastic individual performances, African teams struggle to convert late leads into victories against top-tier oppositions, relying heavily on penalties. Nevertheless, the sheer volume of nations reaching the knockout phase highlights the massive upward trajectory of African football. I will score them 13 out of 100. 13% out of 100.
It's very specific.
This is not wickedness. I don't know what is. This one says, good afternoon, guys, in the studio. My name is Mashi from Jalingo, Taraba State. What happened to African teams at the World Cup is African mentality. Scored 1 goal and stopped playing. Senegal exit is the most painful one. Even Egypt yesterday, after scoring 1 goal, they stopped playing and allowed Australia into the game and started pressing them until Australia equalized before Egypt started playing again. Another problem African teams have is having to convert their chances, but I'm proud of Cabo Verde. You see this thing about chances creation and converting. Our chances creation volume is not even so great. So converting can also be a problem. But if you create a lot of chances, there's a good chance that you convert a few. But if you create like say 4 in a match or 2 in the whole match in 90 minutes and 1 hit bar, 1 go outside, now nearly they go counter mass now. We go talk and say, if say that guy shot, enter. If to say. Good afternoon, Vicky and Joseph. My name is Uche, the amazing Chelsea fan. As for me, I will not say the African teams disappointed us in the round of 32. The scoreline margin in all the games were very tight, and I appreciate them for that. What I will say is that this is an eye-opener for all African continent. First teams like Egypt could make it to the knockout round and got their first win in this World Cup. African teams will now go back home in the next 4 years, fix things, that they miss in this World Cup and come back stronger in 2030. I will score them 4/10 because the score margin, yes, the scoreline margin was tight. Apart from apart from Tunisia, no African team were beating all the 9 teams that played in the round of 32, both the ones that exited the competition and the ones that are remaining. They gave a good fight. Okay. Okay, let's take this on. It says, hi, Football Live crew. Adedeji from Ayo Boy says, for me, I feel that the African teams didn't do badly in the round of 32, although they huff and puff, but they can't give what they don't have. So in a nutshell, in the round of 32 African teams, I was disappointed, and mostly for Senegal being 2 goals up and eventually lost the game. Yes, the team could have easily beaten that team due to their epileptic form. Truth be told, Senegal was the better side on the day, but they lost by inferiority complex mentality. We Africans have inferiority complex mentality that we Africans have for the white skinned people. The DRC also gave England a scare, nearly causing an upset, but the same inferiority complex mentality syndrome didn't allow them to take the game to the finish line. Imagine Cabo Verde, yes, almost sniffed life out of Argentina. People stop all this almighty, please. Out of Argentina. He says, I would rate them 60 out of 100. All these 3 teams lost, though. I hope so, you know. You still they give them 60. Yeah, I did it for you. This one says, Cape Verde, well, what was this score? I thought Cape Verde beat Saudi Arabia now. Please check for me. I don't understand. What are you saying? Did they play Saudi Arabia last night? Be specific what you want us to check for you. Good afternoon, Victor and Joseph. My namesake, he says, this is Joseph, a.k.a. Otibandi Chelsea. Yes, he says, reaching you guys from Anambra State. African countries need to do more. Morocco have impressed. Yes, they have impressed us so far, but Cape Verde have impressed me even more. My respect goes to Cape Verde, the national team, especially their goalkeeper. In fact, we need to do more because we are better than some other countries. Okay, I guess you are referring to Nigeria by saying we now. Let's take this on. It says, good afternoon, Brilla. Please, can you give us... No, nothing on transfer news. Marvelous, I'm sorry. The word we tend to see 4 years as forever. The word we tend to see 4 years as forever. Before 4 years, we don't fix them now. See, there's a way some countries even know what they have. And I don't think any country has done it better than, with their limited resources, they've done it better than Croatia. Who, in the last 3 World Cup until they got knocked out in the round of 32 by Portugal, they have been to 3 semi-finals. I say it because you look at what they have and everything that they have been able to put together. I think they found a way to maximize the prime of this generation of players that they have. Yes, they were inches away from winning the World Cup. France totally outclassed them in the final in 2018. But last edition, of course, they got to 3rd place. And, of course, they've actually been knocking. They've just been around, you know, doing their best. But I think you would look at that generation and say they have been able to maximize the prime of that set. Especially when you compare them to a Belgium side we felt were more illustrious, and we felt they were more talented side, and they had a golden generation compared to Croatia. Croatia were able to manage their generation of talented players better than any other side. So if you look at it, sometimes countries should know ahead to know that these goal scorers we have, these wingers we have, these midfielders we have to maximize their prime. It is not enough to just say next year we will go again. Anything can happen. Sure, we see for playoffs and for other competition, when if Victor Osimhen no play, everybody go dey sneeze. Everybody go dey catch cold if the guy sneeze. Say, I don't think I can play. In fact, once he just run small, just feel his leg, just limp small. Wahala don't start. People go just they say, they nothing do amo. I beg go. You see, that's the thing. Am I by any chance saying he's not an important part of the team? Of course, he's a very key member of the team, and it's hard to imagine this team without him. But I'm saying this now because Islam Slimani and what's his name now, Mahrez, were guys who started playing for their country around 2013, 2014. These guys are the first two top scorers in their countries. In their country. The first two top scorers. Slimani 49, Mahrez I think 40. You go look these numbers now. Come they look, say, in a generation where a lot of these guys were actually breaking records, Mane going as high up as possible, Salah. We not get somebody for our system. We don't push, break the record. So when we don't qualify for competitions like the World Cup back to back, well, see me one pass add 2 more goals or 3 more goals or World Cup goals, we go come making numbers go high up. Or we all want to be comfortable with the fact that with 37 goals at national team level, that's the highest any Nigerian can do. I don't think when we start comparing our players with their contemporaries in other parts of Africa, and then we try to look at the numbers, highest number of goals, we want to say our guys have done well. But again, am I blaming the guys? No, because we also know qualify for the competition. So we foresee them add more goals. We foresee them add more goals, and that for me is usually the problem. Let's take more calls. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you,
Mr. President.
Welcome. I greet you too.
Yeah. My name is Emo. I'm calling from Asaba.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Please let me comment on the African participation at the World Cup, African performance at the World Cup.
It's your turn. Let's hear you.
Yeah. I think the African teams have showed that they have come of age. You see, apart from Tunisia that let down the bar, all other teams did fairly well and some beautifully well, especially Cape Verde. I think with coaching, Africans should be able to stand toe-to-toe with the rest of the world, no matter who the country proves to be. Vicky, you see, what impressed me most was that the African teams were able to take the fight to their European and South American counterparts without fear. Even Ghana, that we saw to be a weak team that just changed their coach before the World Cup, they also did not collapse before any European team or South American team. I would also want to ask Vicky, these African children that these people are stealing away, is there no hope of stopping this trend? Because
what do you mean?
If you look apart from Argentina, and Argentina, even Spain has some of our stolen children.
What do you mean stolen children? Please. Choice of words, please. What do you mean?
Okay, sorry. Our children, taken away or nationalized.
What do you mean our? What do you mean our? So wait now.
I mean our because
okay.
What I meant by our is
because they have Nigerian names. Because they have Nigerian names, right? Because they have Nigerian names. They have African names.
Not just Nigerian names. There are some with Central African names. There are some with Moroccan names, Algerian names. There are some with Cameroonian names. There are some with Nigerian names. There are some with Beninese names, and all of that. That is what I'm saying. Is there no means of making sure that when it comes to international football, you represent the country of your birth? Is there no means of doing that? Because that
some of them were not. Some of them were not born in Africa. So if you say country of their birth, they are playing for the country where they were born.
Supposedly they were thieves. Will they say they were not born in Africa, and so they are not Africans?
Well,
it's just because they are doing well.
That's a different conversation entirely. But the truth is,
So, Victor, I think Africa did well this time around. I'm sure they should give us more slots so that some lagging behind countries like Nigeria can find their way.
At the end of the day, you people
Thank
are
you
going to
very
have.
much.
You people want to have 100 teams in this World Cup, and then you water it down completely to an uncommon affair. I think I'm still a fan of 32 countries, but let's say 40. How many this year? 48, because Africa had 10 slots. But please let it be 48. Then we could just be there at least for a while. For a while, all this one we will find more matches, more this one, more. Some players can't even maintain fitness to play these World Cup matches because now from physio to field, now ice packs for leg and for thigh and for everywhere. Please, let's I think it's just this 48 is just good for now. Let's leave it where it is. Maybe for the next 30-40 years before we can think of anything else. But I don't think I have a problem with changing anything again. No, let it just be the way it is. In fact, if we revert to 32, it won't be bad. But don't worry, it's not about me. But that thing you said about African players or players born elsewhere, you said it and you answered it yourself. If you had the answer, you probably shouldn't have been asking. But please, don't, if you tell people how to run their business. Some people, now the way the system be for their respective countries, now make them leave, go find better life, we make them born children for those places. And the levels some of these people don't attain. Like if you choose to represent your country where you're from, this is not a Nigerian conversation now. Any country where your parents are from, it will be the highest honor you could do for yourself because you feel that you're a part of them and you want to bring such storied conversations home and help everybody to connect with you and you will connect with the rest of the world. I mean, everybody, I'm sure we said a few words in Cape Verde and we're all in support with them, even though we don't speak the language, we united behind those people. For those guys, it is the highest honor they could bring to their country. Football. But let's be fair to ourselves. If there's anybody playing football in Cape Verde born player who is in an academy anywhere, if he saw what his country did last night into the early hours of this morning, he probably will be inspired to want to play for them. Right? But imagine a case where they did not even qualify for the World Cup at all. Waiting will be part of the dream. The way Morocco went far last season, the president of the FA was saying that this was the best PR they needed to sell. They needed that PR to sell to the rest of the players that if you're representing Morocco, it is even for your own good.
I mean, it's easy to convince them now.
It is easier to convince these people because you don't play the competition, you don't see them there. So what thing you want to tell them way past, hey, we are on this path and you can see it. It's like the transfer market. You don't win league, you don't do well. People don't see, say, this team, they are on the up, things are looking good for them. It will be easier to convince players. But say you no qualify for Champions League, but you want world-class players. Now two things go either happen. They go either turn you down and say they want Champions League football, or you go pay over the odds to bring them. And if you cannot do that, then play your way into Champions League before you can attract such players. Because imagine a situation where, I mean, a bit of the bad blood is what you are seeing with Enzo's agent coming out to say all the time, not be because saying that Real Madrid be the target, because it has been repeated too often for me to want to think it is a Real Madrid thing. I think it's if a Champions League club is willing to come forward with the fee and it can be negotiated, Enzo is going to leave, because the position for the national team his place might not be threatened, but if they play an entire season of 9 months and maybe 6.5 months of that goes into the Champions League, the coach will probably see another person who's doing well and say, okay, you know what, come and give us some competition. In fact, at some point this morning I had to go and check the Argentina bench to say, what's his name? Palacios is here now. I mean, what do they call him? Ezekiel Palacios. How come when they find DM, when they bring Paredes, error prone Paredes, We go collect card. Nah. That brother. Now the prime Granny Xhaka of Argentina. See, so you look at all of these things and you just I think it's easier to sell it to people. I'll go back to 2023 AFCON final. Some of these Nigerian born players on social media, they were all posting to say, bring it home, Niger. Good luck, boys. Up the Super Eagles. From Saka to Solanke to Tammy Abraham to all of these guys. They kept posting and posting and posting and posting and posting. So imagine a situation where we they do well all these years. Again, you not fit force these people because one system don't also invest in them and the system also want reap the benefits. Somebody don't look after them from academy to this one, they don't get clubs. Except now the player talk say no one play for those countries. But how you know go one play when you don't try your hand for under 17, under 19, under 20 or 21?
Under 23.
Under 23. Then you don't the first team for your club. Then the opportunity go come. You go come talk say the child inside me is crying Nigeria. Bro, he go hard. And let's be honest, apart from the ball where you go play for club and all, national team may not make you rich, but it puts you on a level where people begin to look at you in a certain way to say, oh, this guy is a different beast when it comes to this thing, and this is what he's recognized for in this country. That thing where France don't do so. I don't even know how they do it, but we could leave that gist for another day. But I think if we also do not follow these people early enough, we will lose out on a lot of them. But how do we even... I'm also not a fan of following all these people early enough, because why would at under 17 and under 20 we don't they outsource them to Nigerian born abroad?
Yeah.
What message are we sending to those who are born here?
It is.
So those of us who they here, make sure say we even give them a chance at achieving the dream. Not under 17, they go say then bring one player from Coventry, then bring one player from Arsenal, then bring one player. If there is a way you can keep tabs with those guys, do it. But again, some of these players would they ignore until they don't play first team football for Fulham, Arsenal, Man United before we go to rush. Then you don't already late. When you don't they hear all these names, they do follow up with their parents, because their parents do have a say. Their parents do have a say. Yes, we agree, say some of them now because Europe no favor them. Now why they turn to us? But at first we also ignore. At first we also no follow up. We ignore. But I don't think I want to be in that place where I would say, if you agree to play for your country, it is the greatest honor of your career. Trust me. Because not only your country you feel win World Cup. All those things where they win for your club, they go still count them as club now. You get what they not tell Messi and Ronaldo about the international trophies for their country. But when they eventually started winning it, the conversation not change. So that's the highest you can do for yourself. But to say to convince people, it's not every time you need to convince. Sometimes just play yourself into competitions like this. Imagine say that we go round of 16 after qualifying, and then we'll probably come win match. We go carry us go quarter final. Even if not from there we last 8, everybody go say, this Nigerian team they try. Do you know that Achraf Hakimi has played the most matches of an African player in the World Cup? How many which day here in start they play? We don't play the most matches of an African player at a FIFA World Cup. So are we saying he has attended 4 World Cups? No. We're saying now how far the country don't go. 9 don't determine the number of matches he don't play. So there's a part that is for us to fix, and if we fix that part, it will be easier. Other than Saibari, was so easy. Now I even say this. Let me warn that there is a generation of Moroccans that are currently in the Eredivisie that are coming.
The other day we were talking about.
You should be very worried because those kids are good.
The son of Robert
Hands
Van
down.
Persie. The son of Robert Van Persie will be playing
Shaquille.
for Morocco. Yes.
Shaquille will be playing for Morocco soon. Van Persie's son. They don't expose him to first team football for final already. Don't they even score? Yeah, I know when they born Shaquille. I know when them born Shaquille. That time Van Persie we dey talk say what did they call him that year? He say he get legs like hockey stick. Say he no legs start from his waist. Robin, I don't see where he carry that ball. He can't do kick off for one match. Shaquille done the play first in football. Now he's willing to represent Morocco, and we go dey make and look say na Nwaneri fault. Nwaneri don't come Nigeria can't do Christmas before. But you are not in touch with his parents, and you just think that if you invite the boy is going to buy a ticket and hop on a plane and start coming. Where is he going to come to?
Because he feels Nigeria.
These things are easier when you probably have cousins in Nigeria and you are in touch with them. They will pick you at the airport. I mean, you go to their house, go see your people. Your cousins go take you, snap pictures, stay your press for their neighborhood, say, Nwaneri is in our house, he's our player. In fact, when our compound go full that day, people go and see him. But these things, we know they do them. We'll just expect, say, guy, you go hard. It be like if somebody tell you for Nigeria now, say, they invite you from one place. May you just go now, may you just buy tickets, just enter flight, just land here. Down. Where you want land? How they want to pick you? How you want to locate the place? It is easy like that. And Madam Martinez save. See, it is a total package. If your team good, you don't get good goalkeeper, you go still collect. You go still collect. Because, man, I look Romero career now. Though it wasn't bad. But Emi Martinez, woo! You know, if you tell Argentina story, you know how that brother, especially with the trophies they won on the international scene, with him being in the team. Yes. But let's go back to Africa and take maybe 3 more calls and some messages, and then we'll wrap up this particular talking point and move on to something else on the show. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Victor.
Yes, welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much, Victor. Just a bit I greet you this wonderful afternoon.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Victor, this is what a big fish on the line this wonderful afternoon.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, my dear brother. I want to take my concern of material day for ourselves with this wonderful afternoon. Victor, see, me, anytime, any day, it's not easy. Yes, the way you think, the way some people think, it's not easy. But though everybody is starting to say no opinion. So for me, the way me I see them, let me just pick my own in. These people, this club, this country, where you see the South Africa, so me, kudos to them. Though I don't give them like 60% out of 100, but I think give them at least 40-45% out of 100 because they come out in the round of 32. So they never go far. Them 60%. If you say they cross this line, maybe I think give them like this Morocco and the other one, I think give them 60%. If they play this one now, qualify, I give them 60%. That's so wrong. For the very 70, 80. But as it stands, so no, I don't give them anything concerning. I can't read them like 60% out of 100. I give them 65% out of 100.
Okay.
Let us move. I mean, see all these conferences, so get there. I become to shock everybody. If I say they don't give that kind of result that some people expect them, but they shock everybody. So play the whole world. They can't be fast. Just look at, though, how many of us, how many countries for this World Cup? But many of them come out now. They not always come out from a good stage as very largest number. Well appreciated. Yes, of course. If you are asking me, there's the same country, this Africa where we did, so we say, our football never defeated the Europeans. But we are still defeating Europeans. Promoting for removing them from group stage, and you are still removing yourself from group stage and be going to right of that too, which we appreciate them. No, now Africa boys see like anytime let's go one thing. They used to say, let me give you this over. They say realization breeds pressure. When you focus on the pressure, you can never ever enjoy the fruit level. You get me? Yes. This point in time, Africa, everything you focus on, focus on the pressure. Pressure by saying, we never get World Cup. You want to go there and win the World Cup. Without having a game plan. These people coming into the World Cup, they bring game plan. They bring everything, they work everything before, on the paper before they come there. For you now, you are just going there say, you never get a record of World Cup. You want to go and win the World Cup. Without having any plan. That's what we are getting wrong. We are putting ourselves into the pressure that we have already, that we never have the record of the World Cup. If you remove that mentality, having say that, oh, we never win World Cup before. We remove that mentality, my dear brother. I believe we can going to conquer. Just look at out of how many countries will represent Africa for World Cup. Only Morocco and Egypt. Now them play the fearless football we I ever see. Look at now yesterday. They play these people ball. Come on now. These Pharaoh boys, they play ball. They score their opponent, also equalize by themselves. All going to penalty to confidence and then conquer them. So for me,
why you saying it as if it's deliberate?
They score their opponent, they come back and equalize by themselves. That's how confident they are. So for me, I do not see any situation it was the people Morocco and Egypt. But we can't take it away from them. Other people also try as well. Senegal just to lock them down to their team for this World Cup. They play very well. They do whatever they want to do, but it does not go well for their own people. So for me, I can't take it away from them. Also, their Congo also, they partake they do all the Mamago results and take away our glory ball. I see look up to them, say they will do something, but still, they also go there, go play Europe, you know, expect from them, go and carry their gift to give to England. But by the way, I can't take anything away from them. I wish people would say they proceed for next round to carry us along so that we can be able to be proud of them. For me, I don't look at anybody, all of them deserve respect. Thank you very much, my brother and my mother.
All right, thank you. God bless you too. Thank you so much for that one. Interesting take. Of course, a lot of them usually have them on Football Live. And yes, the conversation is about home. It's about Africa and African teams at this year's World Cup, especially their performance in the round of 32. Please, you guys should help me and explain how a white man, the answer Oku, and he's not Nigerian. The Australian player called Okon Engstler. Yes, Engstler. Is he Nigerian? Mashi from Jalingo. I'm not sure of his parentage. I'm going to have to look that up. Okay. Yes. This one here says, good afternoon guys in the studio. All African teams in this World Cup, I rate them 4 over 10. The reason why Africa is poor in the World Cup is lack of talent. No, I disagree with lack of talent. Lack of experience, I can agree. Lack of tactics and coaching, yes. Lack of consistency. By that you mean what? Depth. For the first time, 10 teams, not just 2 to 3 strong teams anymore. All can cause upsets. Chavi Ecstasy from Onitsha. Lack of experience, no. Lack of talent, no. I don't think that's the thing. In support of Victor's point, I remember Bassi saying that he made up his mind to play for Nigeria after watching Argentina versus Nigeria final group game in the 2018 World Cup. Barrister Sheung. Okay, well, there are a few testimonies like that, in all honesty. This one says, greetings guys. VQ, I doubt Enzo's problem is the UCL. He was the best young player at the World Cup. Yes, he played at Chelsea for 3 seasons without the UCL. And no public complaint. Well, he wanted Chelsea to get out of what's he called? Portugal, don't you think? Yes, it happened. And why suddenly now? He has other issues with the club and not the UCL. Augustine from Anambra. Well, the way they have repeated this conversation, if you heard what I said, the repetition with which his agent, Javier Pastore, has gone about this same thing, I think it is beyond this whole... Yes, there might be other issues. I mean, he openly said that about the club, that he wanted to play in Spain and all the rest, and he was suspended for 2 games. That was the decision of the club. Maybe he doesn't feel good about it, even though a coach was used to serve out that, met out that punishment to him. But I think it's a club's decision, and whether he likes it or not, he's an employee of the club. He'll have to do what he has to do. Again, Chelsea was an opportunity for him to leave Portugal, because in Portugal he was just a guy who was talented and had a big price tag. Chelsea was a club he couldn't say no to because it was a bigger platform for him. Players do it all the time. Hello.
Yeah, Vicky.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. How are you today?
I'm good.
Good afternoon to you, Joseph.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, my name is David.
David.
Mombasa. I'm calling you from Anambra. Yeah.
Galadima Mombasa?
Yeah, Galadima Mombasa. That is my AKA. Are you hearing me for the first time?
No. I'm just. And how is the Galadima calling from Anambra?
Don't worry now. Galadima can travel for interstate
business, Abi.
Interstate business. Yeah.
No wahala.
So how you did this afternoon?
I did fine.
Yeah, you see, Vicky and Joseph, we that play this game, this round leader game, we know Africa has a fundamental problem. You understand? Before I rate them at this World Cup 2026, Africa as a continent has a fundamental problem of lack of insight. Let me put it this way. You understand? With the exception of Egypt and Morocco, even South Africa that we are clamoring that their league is good, they are all the same thing. The rest of us, the black Africans, we are all having just one mentality, one fundamental problem of lack of initial development or a holistic approach. You understand? Being focused at developing the game. You see, let me tell you, that before you can progress, these Europeans we are talking, sometimes I have something I just want to say this way. Sometimes during this game, some of the African teams, when we are playing, when the referee blow, they say, because now Africa, because now this. My friend, what do you know about how much of this very game rules and regulations do you know? You understand? There is nothing to do. We just watch ball or play this game with sentiment. Are you getting me? So now, coming down to this very World Cup, the fundamental problem we have is that the national teams are being run by government, most of them. It is not only in Nigeria. Are you getting me? And then some of the coaches that are being saddled with the responsibility of leading these teams to major competitions like the World Cup are not fully tactically sound. Are you getting me? Just like the Senegal coach and this thing. He has been there with the team for long, but when the teams are down, he's fizzled out. That is the fundamental problem we're talking about. They lack that tactical approach, tactical in-depth. When this thing gets to this very time, what do we do to surmount the problem? That
Oh, sorry. Started really well, but I'm not sure what eventually happened, but we can't really hear you clearly right now, and that is the challenge. Mlex, this one is coming from you. Says Enzo wants to leave Chelsea because of more money. Yes, he says Enzo wants to leave Chelsea because of money. He wants a higher pay, which Chelsea are refusing to give because of the wage structure. Mlex. Well, that could also be debatable. Because, again, while expressing interest in moving to Real Madrid, it has not been stated anywhere that Madrid were offering a higher wage. That can also be debatable. But again, I don't want to get involved in conversations about where players want to go and where they don't want to go. That would be me discussing transfers and be looking at other things. One more call and then we're done with this topic. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Good afternoon. Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
He's a man of it.
You're welcome. It's been a while. How have you been?
Yes, I'm okay.
Okay, good.
Thank you. See, on the issue of the African thing countries, see, for me, I would just say, I'm not surprised with the way things are going for them. That's one. And two, fine, we might have 9 teams in the land of 32. But if you could, recollect how many of these teams qualify, automatically, maybe come out from their group, 4 seconds. Just few of them. Just few. Most of these teams qualify through best users. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Most of them, apart from maybe Morocco.
So that was already an indicator.
Sure, you understand?
Yeah.
So I knew that these teams getting to this round of 32, I know most of them will stumble. I knew that if But the most painful part of it is now that when they got to this round of 32, we saw some of them, like we saw the way they start, like DR Congo, yes, against England.
Okay.
They played the way they played. Hello?
Yeah, go
Are
on.
you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting them to play the way they played against England. But it was just like, towards 9 minutes of the game, they lose their focus. Look at Senegal too. We are already proud of them, like, from the start of that match to like about 84 before they lose control of the game. And if you notice, these things have, it's now a thing of Africa now. Like they lose their edge towards 9 minutes of the game. Including Nigeria. Look at the friendly match we played against Poland and Portugal. It was 9 minutes Poland equalized against Nigeria. It was 9 minutes Portugal scored their winning goal. So this thing is now a thing of, is it a kind of
Omanubi, you might have to reach us again. You're making some interesting points there as far as this one is concerned. Well, yes, let's take a break. Yes, let's take a break right now. And yes, when we come back, there'll be more to look at on Football Live. We'll hit the international scene because we'll have much more coming your way on the show this afternoon. It is Football Live, and yes, time is 1:42. Yes, just some 18 minutes to top of the hour. We'll be back with more on the show.
Still looking for the 3-point here. And fantastic header.
The WBC interim heavyweight champion of the world, the Nigerian Nightmare.
In this very moment, I'm king.
Carroll's there, and he's won it for Liverpool. Much criticised club record signing comes up with a header that. Scores brilliantly. The finish of a master, a craftsman at work.
Shout out to my haters, sorry that you couldn't faze me.
Head on the back to Ricardo. He's down the cap.
Dies, but not
35.8 million pounds. Yes, in 2023-24 season, and there could be more to come. Now, Spurs' owners are committed to turn the tide and show they remain a Big Six club. And after completing the 52 million pounds signing of Jan-Paul van Hecke, of course, from Brighton, they have also signed Manchester Finance for a club record fee of 85 million pounds from West Ham United. Yes, already relegated West Ham United on Thursday. And they also agreed a deal with the Newcastle United for Sandro Tonali worth up to 100 million pounds. Tottenham looking like the team to beat this season. Does their spending give you a cause for concern about your own team, about your own club? Joseph will get us started. Tottenham, are they looking like a team to beat this season? They made the most statements in the transfer market.
Well, I'm not sure I'll still regard them as such. Yes, I think the most important, the most important factor I would actually look at to say to put them amongst the guys who would actually be, a team to watch, would be because of the coach himself, Roberto De Zerbi, not because of the kind of players they are buying. And this is not the first time. Last season they had loads of players, and I'm looking at the strategy. I'm confused. Because many of the players they've signed, central midfielders, not so much of creativity. In fact, I think this team is probably worse in terms of balance than what it was the last time out. You bring on a Tonali. It's not an attacking midfielder. He's not creative. It moves the ball box to box. On the defensive side as well.
Creatively, he's not bad either.
Yeah, but it's not what you'd expect. In a team that doesn't have. You only look at that team and feel, okay, Madison is the only guy who is there. You could say, okay, it's an out and out purely creative midfielder. Probably Xavi Simons as well, but that's just it. You look at Matheus Fernandes, also more of an oldie midfielder, not particularly great in attack or to create something out of nothing. As the rest of the guys. You look at who else is there. You've got the likes of Pap Matastar still there. You've got what's his name now? You still got Bentancur. You've got Palhinha. So what exactly?
Palhinha is leaving.
But not yet. There are reports that he is open to leaving, but
Spurs have said they will not sign him. They brought this guy in January. Was this English guy?
Gallagher.
Yeah, Conor Gallagher is also still there.
Gallagher is also still there.
Yeah.
So I think, to be honest, I'm looking at what exactly is the play, because I would expect that, okay, if you've got Dominic Solanke, they are lacking players from the wing. Kulusevski is always injured. He spends 80% of the time.
He didn't play last season
at all. Okay, you look at the other end, you've got what's his name now? Kudus. Kudus is also injured. More time is spent on the hospital bed than he's actually been playing. They let go of Brennan Johnson. Yeah, he's not much of a solid player, is it? But at least you've got bodies in there. But I'm just looking at it from the angle of what's exactly are the priorities, because I feel like the midfield is well stacked off enough. If you're going to get in, maybe bodies in there, probably an attacking midfielder who could. Madison is not the kind of guy you feel is reliable based on his fitness. And then you have a Christian Romero, who majority of the fan base still have a problem with, with the fact that he says he might be open to leaving, and some of the things that happen between he and even the fan base going to the end of that season. And then the goalkeeper is out. Kinski is in. Yeah, he had a few after that. A forgettable game he had against was it Atletico de Madrid. He basically bounced back and maybe his stock is rising once again. But the back line, is Van de Ven going or not? Okay, I think they've done a good one bringing Van Heck back into the fold. But I think they are misplacing the priority here. After they got Tonali, I didn't expect that they would go for any other midfielder, or even if you are going to go for Matheus Fernandes. I think anyways these guys will probably upgrade what you have. But I thought they are not having best of time from the wing. yes, Randall Kolo Muani, you don't even know what to want to do with him at this point in time.
You have sent in a bid to PSG.
Yes, so you don't exactly. Does he want to play it or does he not want to play? Last season there were talks about he not being happy with Tottenham Hotspur. He wants to go back to Juventus. He's only at Tottenham Hotspur because these negotiations with Juventus failed. There's so many things, many pieces not being put together. And then you look at Xavi Simons at the beginning of the last season. He didn't even feel as if he was supposed to be playing. He felt as if he was all ready for Chelsea. And then he came. It was like, okay, whatever happened with Chelsea, just like Randall Kolo Muani. You've got Manchester, who is not exactly pulling the weight as well. I think there's so many players who they probably should be offloading and replacing. In fact, getting upgrades on them. But to go all out and start stacking that midfield, I don't think is what they need at this point in time, because at the end of the day, some people have to sit down. Pep Matassa has to sit down because, okay, what's the direction? If you've got Martinelli, Tonali starting, also Matheus Fernandes, and then you've got Fernandes. I mean,
Conor Gallagher.
Conor Gallagher is obviously going to sit. Gallagher was one of the, better performers, which saved them this season anyway. They were almost to go to relegation, but some people actually, started to pull in the weights. Gallagher being one of the guys. So it means, obviously people have to sit down from the middle of the park now, and there's still a little bit of imbalance as to, the creative part of even that midfield. So to be honest, I just feel like it's a scattered gun approach. Not sure what they would achieve with this, but again, De Zerbi is the kind of guy that somehow makes things work. No matter how bad it might look, he just somehow gets in. If they are going to win trophies or do anything, it's a different case. But I think they just want to certainly be better than what they had last season. It was a terrible season for them. The season before that, yeah, the payoff is okay. We won the Europa League trophy, and then we can see what happens next season. But next season, it's as if it has gone, backward. And I think anything better than what they had this last time, they had to survive, would actually count us, for what you probably have as success. And on the basis of what they've done, the amount of money they spent, I think they have to be gunning for, at least an Europa League spot at this point in time. This is even on the back of the terrible season they've had. So for me, I'm still not getting the clear idea of what they are trying to do. But I think overall, they are backing the manager. If they will do more, we do not know. But if there's any factor to say whether they are going to do well next season, I think I'm looking at Roberto De Zerbi, and I think it's the kind of guy who wants to who would get you out of troubles, and rightfully so is there. Let's see if he's going to do that.
So is this at Tottenham putting up a team to beat? At Tottenham putting up a championship contending team? And yes, do you look at Tottenham and in comparison with your club, and you're worried about the quality that they are stacking together? Let's hear from you this afternoon on Football Live. Yes, Tottenham Hotspur, they are in the market, and yes, they're going for the big guns with big money. Letting relegation back to back is not something I'm sure they want to experience a lot of it. I mean, it's a trouble having them down there. And maybe also looking at the fact that after all the years of coming close and the banter and every other thing, your closest neighbors have gone on to win the Premier League, and you're still in a place where you're saying, okay, you know what, we still need to do like this. We still need. I think what is basically happening now is just the coach laying out what he wants to do, and then working with the sporting director to ensure that they can expand things as much as possible, while also trying to embrace, new ideas. But I'm not sure what is on ground at Spurs. I think they trust the manager enough to be able to roll out this plan, and they are giving him the backing. I mean, money don't they change hands. So, hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Anthony. Yusuf, I greet you. Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Yeah, this is Kenneth, calling you all the way from nature. Tottenham, they have a good score before this season. If they eventually spend such amount of money with some good players they are having, I think they will be threat to next season. They are going to be a threat. And the coach is good enough. The coach is good. So they actually spend that money because the experience of the coach and what the coach needs. So actually they back this. I believe that they're just backing the coach to give them what they want. Because Tottenham, they think that they should have battled the kind of battle they battled last season. They are above that kind of battle.
So they need to improve and go out of that position. So next season, I see them battling for top 4 balancedly, and also their eyes set their eyes on a trophy so far. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. It says that's a top 4 team being put together there. They should be able to gun for top 4. A top 4 team, a title contending team, a team to beat this season. Which of this team do you think Tottenham Hotspur have been able? They are putting together. Yes, which of these guys do you think they are putting together? Which kind of team do you think Tottenham are putting together? Again, I think when we talked about some of the signings during locker room, there was a particular guy who called and who had like 4 minutes rant of United and other teams not making signings already, and expressed worry that Tottenham will finish all these people though, and then we'll be left with who? You know, he kept going on and on and on, and you know, I just felt it was an opportunity for him to air his views, because yes, he was not exactly happy about the whole thing and what it looked like as far as
players never finish for this world.
There are plenty.
There are plenty. You know, if you exhaust them.
Exactly.
You go pay your money, and even if you don't pay your money, I don't think it is. You wait for, if player can't finish for this transfer window, you wait until the next one. I saw absolutely no sense in going for a Matheus Fernandes who is worth 100 million. It would make no sense to me whatsoever. It's not worth that price. If anything, you know, he's not exactly been the standard performer in many of the teams he's played. Yeah, West Ham United, I think
relegated with 2 teams back. 2 teams before,
yeah. And then you look at West Ham United in terms of even the consistency. It's just done what 2-3 months, and that's just what you have.
21.
I'm not in for Manchester United. First of all, you have to learn lessons from some of the crazy deals they've done in the past. And I think that's where, you know, if that is the approach, I think it's just the right way to go. If you're looking at the same transfer market where Tchouaméni, according to reports, will be going for just about around £72 million, thereabouts, and then weigh Tonali or Matheus Fernandes on the same scale and feel like you know, the £100 million is enough for. I mean, it's okay for these other 2 players against Tchouaméni playing at top level football, season out. World champ. No, I don't think it's fair. And to be honest, you know, yeah, the market is basically crazy now. But I think you know, even amongst craziness in the world, you still have to maintain your common sense. Yes, okay. 100 million for matches is ridiculous for me.
Okay, hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome. Yeah.
Listen.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Patrick.
Okay.
For me, Matheus Fernandes, I think it's an absolute great midfielder. Even when he was in West Ham, I was eyeing that guy. But that money, Tottenham's class on him is too much. And I think they are signing players without evaluating their quality. I don't know what
how do you know that?
No, even not even this season itself. Since last season, I don't know whether I will call it panic buy. I don't even understand. But they are paying too much on players. Even last season, they signed great players, but it was of no avail. They still struggle for relegation. Matheus Fernandes struggled with Southampton last season with relegation. He struggled with West Ham last season. So I don't. If Matheus Fernandes can't help West Ham and Southampton, so why are you signing such money? I think it's too much. I think you just slow the pedal down on signing player and really spend money. So I don't think spending much on player will take you where you want to. But just evaluate what you want to do. Review it well. Not spending much. So, but I think Fernandes is absolutely a great player, and some signings they are made, absolutely great signings, but lacking that money on them is too much. Thank you.
Okay, now the conversation is not about the amount of money being splashed now. It is about the fact that Tottenham are putting up a squad that you're looking at them and you're looking over your shoulders if you are a fan of the Premier League or you support any club in the Premier League. Do you think this is a sort of signing that puts them in the conversation of consistently competing now? Because maybe coming into the season, you'll probably be thinking, as it has been for you, it will be 6 points against Spurs, or worst case scenario, 4 points against Spurs, or 6 points if you like. But right now, you are looking at things and you are thinking, oh, it's definitely going to be difficult. Do you think this quality of what they are putting together, can you project into the quality and look at the future to say that Spurs are putting up a team strong enough to compete for the title? Are they setting up a team to beat this season? Or you think, it's just one of those gathering of players again and it's not going to amount to much? And yes, looking at their quality, does it give you cause for concern about your own team? To say that, Omo, if I don't make moves, so hello.
Mr. President.
Good afternoon.
Big cute is the car.
Welcome.
I call you Mr. Sport.
I agree to you.
BC on the line.
BC, you're welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you, bro. Mr. President, see, I don't know for any other, if it is any other club now that signs player, I'll be saying, this is not for concern for my own club or for any other Premier. But when it comes to Tottenham Hotspur, BQ, don't be today now. I can remember ago. Now you got to come on this radio say, hey, this Tottenham, let people not look down about them on them or the kind of player and the form that this guy, Yomi Son, say now, hey, this Tottenham is going to. And the beginning of the season, too, they started Shano pretty close. Before we know it, they end up. So, all this, okay, if that guy, Fernandez, or what they call this guy, if as soon as they started flashing 80 million, the guy relegates.
Now only I play the match, so only an eye for keep them up.
Ronaldo, single-handedly, they carry his own team.
Okay.
Ronaldo, another from
okay.
Messi, single-handedly, they win league.
Now you see, so now you get the problem. You all of a sudden now with the talk of Matheus Fernandes, they bring Ronaldo and Messi into that kind of gist.
No. When you say now only
you they compare Ronaldo and these guys, and I think it is unfair.
Okay,
but I'm telling you,
let's come to this level now.
The guy only and for not feed one, not be Grand Slam, not be tennis. Now 11 players they play.
I understand. Okay, let's do it. If they remove Declan Rice from Arsenal of that last season, we are Arsenal for this.
They fit no win title, but you know if you talk say if you no play, say they no go play.
But no, there are some players true. They will see their impact that this is not because of this player in the midfield. This guy do not. This nothing with Santander.
You probably will not say that alone about Declan Rice. Where will you now put Gabriel and Saliba and Raya?
Well,
like play, we don't call 4 with that too. We don't call 4.
You make a good point. But as for me, not jam, I will call you by God's grace.
BC, amen.
I would say, Mr. President, you see, not jam, better talk twice, maybe 4 or 5. That's it. So I don't see Tottenham as a threat. There are some people in this ancestral sports always say because the thing they follow that team. Tell me the best. We know many coaches now. Better coaches. We don't enter Tottenham. What is the result? So who is the Zabi or the whatever? The coach that has name, that know what they are doing more than him. They don't enter that. It's better players. So what is that? So Mr. President, how they enjoy your program, but for Tottenham, I don't see them as a threat for any.
Okay. BC, I agree with you. I agree. You see the part that is crazy for me? It is how we sometimes try to do negotiations on behalf of selling and buying clubs. You know when West Ham got relegated, you will hear it from a lot of people. They will sell the players cheap. They will sell the players cheap. Sure, you don't try buy players from West Ham. You don't see as it be. 85 million. And they said that guy. After relegating, you know. It is what it is, my brother. It is what it is. Let's take more calls. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to Football Live.
Yes, this is Mr. Brad, the only and only actor of Man City. Hello.
Hello, welcome.
Yes, for me, I want to talk about Tottenham. Yes, for me, Tottenham signing that player. Not good one for them because they struggled last season. So, and the people where they talk to that player where they stand for West Ham, no reach. See, my brother, if you don't get money, come and have some everybody see you. Everybody needs to extra.
Bright, talk about this thing. Leave money matter like this. All this, if you don't get money, not be money matter with the talk here. So, if you choose not to buy something, it is not in every case that it is because you lack money. People should be able to make choices whether they have money.
I just talk to Papa, everything does. Now we try to talk with that. Papa market does. Now we try to talk with that.
As you put 116 on player, why you no go talk say na money matter? No be Elliot Anderson you sign just now, sir.
Yes, the thing is yes, now more. If you don't put money, now we try to talk. So anybody who know what's that player, you say yes, my money maybe money. Now we try to talk. So that player, for me. That's why they will do it because that is a good coach will be. Yes, I know she's never anything recently because I remember the big money for European final. So, but for me, I know yes, they will make the 4. Yes, but for whether they will put it for me, I'm not the same anybody. I know there are some much different way be. He will match to not the same anybody. Never call. Yes, thank you so much.
Okay. No dey fear anybody, Abi. No wahala, we dey wait. Till match start. You will be say even Guardiola no dey too beat Spurs like that. You can't talk so you no dey fear anybody. Okay. I don't hear you. Okay. Hello. Yes, welcome.
Yeah, so this is my brother there.
Joseph, yeah.
Welcome.
This is Dave.
Welcome, Dave.
I don't like the way some fans behave. When something don't favor them, they will come and castigate the players. I know that these two players are very quality, good players. Just that the money is much. So we will not rule out that fact. But in terms of their quality, they are very, very good. And Tottenham have a decent coach. He's not a world-class coach, but a very decent coach. Right?
Dave, you'll have to call us again. You'll have to call us again because you know already they carry us go where this gist go sweet. I wanted to ask you what to be decent and world class and what they define world class and all these other things so that we go talk out. But that's a story for till you call back and we'll wait. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr.
Yes,
President.
welcome this afternoon.
Good afternoon, Joseph.
Good afternoon to you.
My name is Godwin, calling for Papa.
Godwin, you're welcome.
We are just talking about Tottenham. See, this is not today that the transfer market has got to something else in England. When all these smaller teams selling the players bigger money. It's not Scott that Arsenal want to sign for Bonnyman. Bonnyman is putting it or is signing number. Coupe that Arsenal want to sign is how much are they putting it. So the family all these other clubs don't spoil the transfer window. So the only thing is that it's not about spending. The only thing about advice Tottenham. Not what happened to Liverpool should happen to them this season. Because Liverpool spent all the money they have last season. At the end, nothing. All the money they have now, because they get
like even the accountant, how you take those in all their money with that?
Because the case will be like back a case.
I just want to come over back again. So the only thing I just thinking about Tottenham is not about to spend. It's about players to blend and coach do well. Maybe all these people Tottenham not make you go. Tottenham go tell your player back. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that one this afternoon on Football Live. And yes, we're still looking at Tottenham Hotspur and the money they have put out there this season. In fact, they are not done. They are not done. They are not. They said they are not. Hello, good afternoon.
Mr. President.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Just sorry, I don't know if you take care.
Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Chairman. Just to buttress this, busy on the line, sorry.
Okay.
So just to buttress this last further, our number 10 of England, our 10th position of England. Not the 2 seasons that they spend 1 billion plus. So what is the result?
Our 10th position of England.
So it's not about spending, because someone because people no pay for them. If I didn't mind you buy that guy, this thing, I would have said the shame. In fact, I would have even seen you as panic buy to go buy a relegation guy and now call it a very superstar player. This thing and that. Man U, Tottenham my chance, 2 players from Man U. Who Man U? Who Tottenham my chance? Hernandez. Relegation ban 1, 2. So we want to join Man U to because this Tottenham is very close to relegation also now because they don't take their one. So now this coming season now because they have the relegation candidate to them already now. So it's not about spending money. It's not if you like buy let Tottenham go buy prime Ronaldo from Messi join. They will see his main DNA. So it's not about very very good player. So somebody wants tell me now say Hernandez and this thing they are world class player and they go relegation. In fact, the way some fans say they talk football now is now only God can do. Our number 10 of England, not the 1 billion plus investment. What is the outcome? I tell you, Mr. President. And then they spend the go now, you think they won't spend. You will get here now. Talk about this later. In fact, we'll talk. Thank you.
Okay, BC. Thank you so much. I don't expect the back and forth, okay? You've contributed now. Let other people now contribute on the show. And let's hear from them. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yes, welcome.
Yes, Patient Man of the Blues, my name.
Say again?
Hello.
I didn't get your name.
My name is Ancient Man of the Blues. Ancient Man of the Blues.
Oga, tell us your real name. Tell us your actual name, please. Your government name.
Huh?
Your government name. Tell us your government name.
Can I tell you my real name?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Joseph.
Aha. Wow. Now you say Ancient Man of the Blues.
That Ancient Man where they see so be say nobody know me for my village.
Nobody senior you for your village?
Getting it? Yes, nobody know me. I speak with the voice of ancestors.
Okay.
So nobody know. You all of the way there now. Although there's no need of compare you people with him. Now I play my village, nobody know me. So when you hear Ancient Man of you are talking to somebody of 140 years old. So that is the reason why I told you that I love it. Well, good afternoon once again.
Welcome.
Money is good in football.
It is.
How many quality of players Tottenham is going to sign? Is it 1 or 2 to make a football team? Because signing a single player with a big amount of money doesn't determine any progress as far as football team is concerned. So I think a good coach, the players that have that determination to play, the players who will like to die instead of play for a coach to make name. Not how much they sign a player. So then we have a leader in defense, have another leader in midfield, and have a leader up front. So I don't think a single player, if you like, a sign at 200 million. Isaac in Liverpool coach, not that the man no do well. Because there's no time, the two clubs, we win what is it called, Premiership. Now one. The next thing when other club will do is to qualify their club in Champions League, which the man did. Are you getting it? So I don't think Tottenham will do anything they like. They will still remain Tottenham. Are you getting it? So I don't think they will do more than they are doing before. They will come up a little from where they are. They fight themselves last season. So I don't think they will do more than they are doing before. They will only come up. Can I talk about the World Cup?
Yes, African teams, yes.
So I think the most painful something to me, the Africa team, we suppose at least, five of the African countries supposed to be in this round of 16. But we missed that opportunity up. I told Anthony, I think the last 3 weeks, that if at all Africa will do any remarkable something in time of World Cup, it will come from the North Africans. And the evidence is there now. Are you getting it? For the KV yesterday, I shared tears because they say when you are God, say you don't go eat meat. Even if you hold cricket, if you catch a cricket, it will escape away from you. That's the own goal from that defender. In short, I know if you sleep again where they lose that match. I will not lie you. So congratulations to Egypt and Morocco. Yes, they did well. Even Egypt, supposing they lose that match, because in first half they have the opportunity to score about 3 or 4 goals. They are playing the ball like if they are doing training until they enter penalty shootout. I think the god of soccer is on their side. Because Australia didn't offer anything. Well, I will say thank God the African football is coming up. Because at least all of them win a match from the group matches. So formally, like a country like Egypt now, this is the only World Cup where they have to win a match. Like they said, for them be the first to go. So we are making progress, but at least they know they see all these European countries as a god of football. They are playing together with them. I remember 1996, after that Nations Cup where South Africa hosts. Africa 11 versus Ethiopia 11. We beat them 2-1. We beat them 2-1. How they take better passes. I bet the Pele scored the first goal before this Moroccan guy.
Which match be that? Which Abedi Pele. You know the year Abedi Pele retired from football. I know just see Jordan, how you don't join academy when your papa retire. I don't know what they talk about. Abedi Pele. That one could be maybe in a legends match. They know they take all those games serious. No go use that one to read too. If Alan catch that defense so this Africa with Mbappe and all these people, would I go to collect? Being your best African defense, I go collect. Which will be say Africa waiting. About another place. Okay, let's go for more. Yes, we have more contributions coming in on the phone lines and on WhatsApp. We have them piling up. Yes, we'll go there soon to go take a look at them and see how things are looking from there. Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah. Good afternoon. It's a wonderful afternoon to you in the studio.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, Obino is on the line.
Obino, welcome.
Tottenham don't really try. Because I don't know. Most of their players, they don't produce so many players who don't win something. But he has them as a club. I never see anything where they go where they don't win. But most of their players don't go for different clubs, win something. that the Bell win Champions League. Now Tottenham from go there go win them. If you Modric yourself will go Madrid go win them, it's what best. Nigeria won't play go there go win them. So they don't produce so many players who go bet. When you come for their own as a team, I don't really understand whether it's from the hand of the coach or I don't really understand. This is the way they enter. I wish we can do well. Both the coach and the player they are signing. Let them just come up and win something. They are one of the clubs that don't produce so many players. And another one is there that I must to give kudos to Cape Verde. I must to give kudos to Cape Verde because people did not see that in coming. Because I see them earlier. People think that Cape Verde is a team that Argentina will just win like that without any strong adding pressure on them. I don't say the match goes strong. Because you're not going to tell me somebody will play 0-0 with Spain. It's in Spain. Spain knows how to play. Then play Paraguay, play 0-0. He said they knows how to play. Okay, they don't play with Argentina. What can happen?
They know how to play.
That thing, then they really well organized come this World Cup. So I must give kudos to them. It's not easy. Then try. I know I saw that match you go be. Say no go say easy. But Argentina going, but then go add energy before they win. And that's so easy. So Cape Verde, I will rate them as number one for this Africa, for this World Cup. They really try. It's not easy to challenge Argentina. So they really try. Kudos to them.
All right. Okay, thank you for that one, and thanks for your contribution as well on the show. Let's take some of the ones on WhatsApp. We'll go back to the phone lines soon. Good afternoon, Vicky and Joe. I don't think Tottenham Hotspur signings will make much difference, at least for now. Obviously, they're just building to remain in the EPL. Recall, I've been swimming in the relegation waters for the past 2 seasons. Transformation from the relegation fight, from the relegation fighting team to a title contending side takes time. I'm not sure. You don't forget Leicester. He said, he also said they may spend big, they may have spent big thus far, but they are yet to have an all-round compact squad. Uchenna Ashamkonye from Nkwere. Yes, Nkwere, local government in Imo State, Nigeria. Yes, I finally got it right. It's Nkwere, not Nkwere.
Nkwere.
Yes, Nkwere.
Really?
Yeah.
I know the camp.
Joseph. So you know this place now?
I know the place.
Bad guy. Okay, let's take this on. He says, good afternoon, brother. We're obviously building a top team, and they are going to destroy the Prem next season. And I don't care how much we spend, as much as we've been criticized in the past for not spending. The defense, the goalkeeping, the midfield is sorted. The major focus now is the attack, and some outgoings as well who still have a lot to spend. Marvelous from Delta State. Okay, Marvelous. Who they here? This one says the Tottenham, still the same story. Nobody so then sign players those years. Players like Lamela, Soldado and co. Yes, nothing happened. I'm Emmanuel from Ago. Emmanuel, you be OG. See where you carry us go. It's Soldado, Lamela. What do they call this Brazilian guy? We later play Barcelona. He go China, come back. Paulinho. All those men. At that time they load them. Okay. This one says, good afternoon, Vicky and Joseph. I don't think Tottenham will be a team to beat. Yes, they will be the team to beat. Assuming they spend the money on players who produce much goals and assists, then I will be worried. How is their attack line and defense line? Can the attack outscore the top 6 team? They will try to make the top 6 at most. David from Asaba. This one is coming from you this afternoon, David. Hope you're doing good. This one says, good afternoon, Vicky and Joe. Yes, Tottenham don't learn at all. You escaped relegation last season and you went to buy Fernandes. That really took 2 teams to relegation already. They won't escape this time. Okay. Let's take this on here. It says, good afternoon, Vicky and Joseph. My name is Francis de Macheda. This is a high-risk, high-reward strategy by Tottenham Hotspur. After multiple seasons of scrapping by the 17th place, they are heavily mortgaging their future by staying competitive, while the Tonali and the Fernandes deal provide immediate quality. Mounting unpaid transfer fees mean they must hit top 4 Yes, they must hit top 4 form and see continued commercial growth to sustain their level of aggressive investment. Tottenham will obviously be competing for a return to Europe this season. However, breaking into the top 4 will be an uphill battle against more settled sides like Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Aston Villa and Manchester City. Yes, he says they have a much higher ceiling than last season, but a realistic goal will be to secure a top 6 finish and mount a deep run in the domestic cups. Well put together there. Let's take this one. He says, good afternoon, VQ and Joseph. He says, Joshua, okay, Dinachi from Asaba. He says, I think it's Arsenal that cost this Tottenham Hotspur buying now. Yes, buying now top 4 with them. And Arsenal, they take a drag. Arsenal go do too much. They rush, carry league. Now, Tottenham Hotspur, they go through peer pressure from us. He says, I don't think that they will do the undoable this season. Last now top 6. Vicky, my papa say when they my papa say when they describe okay, you go think say he far from but please that is on a lighter note, I'm sure. This one says again, once again, my name is Uche, the amazing Chelsea fan. The money that Tottenham Hotspur are spending will make them end well next season. Short and simple. People should stop thinking about the opposite and always wish them well. You spend good money, you should wish that you will spend good money and not do well. Man City spent money and they are doing well. Big clubs spend big money and they are doing well. Just because Manchester United could not get Fernandes ahead of Tottenham Hotspur does not mean he's now a bad player. Okay. This one says people were expecting Argentina to be knocked out by Cape Verde. As how now? But you want to make I talk now. He says, good afternoon, guys. Morgan is my name. I think Tottenham Hotspur will relegate next season. Tottenham will not escape relegation this time around. Morgan, I lie. They will escape relegation. Which will be relegation. How many points do they take come over relegation waters? Small thing. Good afternoon, Vicky and Joseph. I am Olamile, come from Lekki. To me, I don't see Tottenham Hotspur competing in the Premier League next season. They are only buying those players because to avoid relegation last season, and the remaining teams in the league are not slowing down at all. Have you seen the transfer market? The remaining teams in the league have not started doing much. But let's see how that goes. We'll go back to the phone lines, take more calls on the show this afternoon. Yes, we're talking Tottenham Hotspur. We have also looked at African teams at this year's World Cup in the last 32. Hello, good afternoon.
Vicky, good afternoon. Joseph, I greet.
I greet you, welcome.
Yeah, my name is Gozie Casey Martins. Vicky, Tottenham next season, they are going to be stronger. They are going to be stronger because you cannot be a top 4 or top 6 in today's football, club football, without spending. So for people wishing them bad or being pessimistic about their transfer activity, for me is not good. The only problem I have with teams spending big money on players is you having, as a club, you have the right manager, you have the right coach to galvanize the team, to organize the team, because it's one thing to buy players, it's another thing to have a manager who can use those players as effectively as possible. So for me, Inzepi is not a bad coach. And I will not put him, on top of the pyramid, but I don't think he's, rock bottom either. So he's a decent manager. So given all that, I think they will be stronger next season. They will perform relatively better than they have done in the past 2 seasons. That's my own take.
All right.
That's my own take.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your take on the show this afternoon. More takes coming in. Yes, keep them coming. And yes, on Football Live, we go on and on with the hot takes. And yes, the talking points on the show. Hello, good afternoon.
Mr. President, the time.
Good afternoon.
You allowed the network to take away my talk that time. Mr. President,
Yeah.
This is Dave.
Welcome, Dave. Welcome.
Yeah. Like I was saying concerning Tottenham, I think the major problem in Tottenham, first of all now, maybe they have to come to my village to get a doctor that will helping their players to get fit. Because number one problem of Tottenham is their players to be fit. Because anyone that enters Tottenham now, I don't know whether it's a cause or a coincidence to injury will hit the player. Look at Kudus. Immediately enter Tottenham, Kudus is not playing ball again. So I want them to try. I don't know what is causing this unnecessary injuries in Tottenham. Because that is one of the things that is killing that Tottenham team. It's not the quality alone. There's a quality in that team to a certain level. And this coach now is bringing good quality players. These two guys that he finds, plus that defender, they are all quality players. So let them try and manage them. If Tottenham can remain fit, some of the core players, the major players can remain fit. What Tottenham is doing right now is a big threat to any team in Premier League, including my team. Anybody that wants to stay away from it, BQ, forget. They are just trying to be all these bad players. Me, I'm not party to that. You cannot tell me that in Premier League you mention 3 to 4 good DM without mentioning Tonali. You can't tell me that. So the man know what he's doing, no? And they are not even selling some of their good hands there too. Some of their good hands are free there. Let them get food. Vicky, Tottenham is in the right path. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. And Dave agrees that some teams or some fans are getting sleepless nights already as a result of the quality Tottenham are bringing through from the transfer. Imagine getting deals done. In fact, this time next week, they should be in preseason. This time next week, they should be in preseason. Today is 4th. Next week, Saturday is going to be 10th. Coaches would have resumed. By 12th, 14th, preseason would have started. And it's exactly why making these signings early enough could prove to be something. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon. This is my brother.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, my name is and I like the movement of their stand this time around. This one a good stand for a new season. But you know, say, talk about that this one, one match that 1-0 look out. Imagine this player called added to Tottenham now. In next season, it's not this money. I hope that way. So this one,
you're not clear, I beg. You're not clear. You could try reach us again. Eh? Your call they usually clear. 2 things why I know. Your call go and it go clear. But this one, you're not clear at all. Please, Vicky, I don't understand the explanation of the handball the referee allowed in that Argentina match. I don't understand what they mean by the defender did not intentionally. Please. We have something on hand that we are dealing with on Football Live. If you know me well enough, you know I don't dabble into referees conversation at all. I don't do it. Once you don't be. I know they go back. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Vicky Bukana.
Welcome.
Yeah. I'm sorry to deal with the chance. That's why I don't chance no football. Government. Marika, your colleagues there.
Joseph, can hear you.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm talking about Tottenham also. I think some people were just discussing Tottenham for nothing's sake because knowing the Premier League from my own state, I know that Tottenham used to be one of the big teams to reckon with when it comes to the Premier League. Even though they are not winning the league, they will be going around the top teams in the league. And they have been providing a lot of big players for England and for other national teams that they have in their pool. So I don't know. The fact that Tottenham struggled so far in the last occasion doesn't mean that it will remain that way. Remember, not long ago they played in the Champions League final. So restart Tottenham to your own career because good teams have a way of bouncing back after a bad or two spells. You understand? So I think if they do with the way they're going so far, I think the upcoming season might be better for them and they might take their rightful place. Contesting with big teams in England. Nothing is wrong with them. It's just bad. Remember, when you have a bad time some time ago, it happened to Chelsea last season. So the fact that they have a bad season 1 year does not mean it to continue. Tottenham will surely bounce back. I look at them. I think the formation and how do I put it now? The way they are going about everything, they come bounce back and start to do what they know how to do best. Honestly. Talking about the African teams in the World Cup, I believe one particular team have done me proud, even though they did not progress beyond the group stage. I'm talking about Cape Verde. Cape Verde, I've never expected Cape Verde to do the wonders they perform at the World Cup. If other African teams coming to the World Cup have been doing the way the Cape Verde have done the last time, I think we would have won the World Cup. Honestly. So I remember Egypt have never won anything when it comes to World Cup outside this soccer season. But they started doing some kind of magic. Looking good for them so far. So who said African teams? I'm so disappointed with the Senegalese national team because I have a lot of hope from the Senegalese going to this World Cup. I hope the Senegalese and the Moroccans were the most dreadful team that I think will do African proud. But they fall like a pack of cards. Congratulations to the Moroccans and the Pharaoh. Those Oyibo Africans, how do I go to Fulani? Thank you so much.
Arabian Yes, of course, Accuracy continues right here. The Champion Star Sports Radio Bernard FM, I can tell you definitely that we are still taking your contributions on the show. Now, Trabzonspor have put themselves on the map because Cabral, yes, Sidney Cabral, and who else? Unahi. No, not Unahi. What's that guy's name? Ulai. Yes, the Ivorian youngster. Are two players, of course, that are going to be signed, this season, I think, from them. And that's going to give them a lot. In fact, with about how many million? 21 million followers on Instagram now. This guy can start organizing coaching classes and be getting a lot of money. And become an influencer if he chooses to retire after this World Cup. Vozinha. And he will make a career out of it because we know he's in Cape Verde and he's going to be reporting what is happening there. If he decides to turn that into... Look, who would have thought the World Cup would open such an opportunity for him? So here we are. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Peter, my brother. You don't hear me clear now?
Yes.
Yeah. I did for that before. Don't go up there now. Like network, they do quarter. Yeah.
My name is Odi Efusa, also known as Barcelona First of Kobioko.
As I was saying, I said you see this short term. The car went short term wire man for Ghana 1-0. I said they don't get this player where they can go for now. Look at this player they very rough now. Imagine that they can't get this one at German United in our own way. I thought they tell you say you know the equivalent of Amen which is so that hallelujah. Now say always they go. You see this player when short term they go now when they go all those players now this coach won't get the next season. You know, they always know how to play Champions League now.
I see them not be only to qualify for Champions League, make top four. I see them to be a very big competitor for the Premier League next season. I see sometimes that the club that you will see, you know, say they doing when you walk play there. So me, this manager now, as they go very, very well. At that next season, I go they support Tottenham because they give me very joyful something that can never forget. When make man you come play only Premier League because
okay, thank you. All these answers you do so. I don't tell you say when the topic no concern man you, no they pass there. The carry us go another place because somebody is going to call and try to respond to you and then back and forth. Please, sometimes keep it respectable. Even on days where you beat your opponent, still show them respect. You know what Champions League final? I mean, you know they see them for finals these days. Say the winning team will give the runners of guard of honor. You know they get off day for this year beef with Man U. What did they happen? I better try the get off day. We'll take a break now. We'll take a quick break. Won't be long. We'll come back and then more talking points, of course, on the show on Football Live. get straight into it and bring you more stories. Yes, more on the show as action continues. Now, former Manchester City captain Ilkay Gundogan has described the new manager Enzo Maresca as incredible and predicted overwhelming support for the Italian from within the club. Gundo, now 35, worked alongside the new Manchester City boss during the Italians' time as a first-team assistant under Pep Guardiola at the Etihad Stadium, a period in which Maresca earned widespread admiration within the club's coaching structure for his attention to detail and his ability to connect with players on both a tactical and personal level. Maresca's appointment as the City's new manager has been broadly welcomed by those connected to the club who have worked with him during his time as Guardiola's assistant. Yes, on the coaching staff of Pep Guardiola, with the chairman Khadoum Al Mubarak and the chief executive Ferran Soriano, both citing the Italian's personality and intelligence as central to his selection as Guardiola's successor. Gundogan's assessment now adds one of the most one of the most credible external voices to the chorus of approval, lending further weight to the sense that the appointment represents a genuine continuation of the values and principles that defined Manchester City's most successful era under the now, rather than a departure from them. Can Maresca continue from where Pep Guardiola left off? Of course, loads of talks about how he's earned the respect at City. The hierarchy believes in him. They know what he brings to the side. Players have also had their say. Now he has the job finally. Can Maresca continue from where Pep Guardiola left off?
I honestly believe so. I think what was lacking in how Chelsea played last season was, when compared to now, is the fact that City has so much quality and not exactly can be said of Chelsea. You look at from the forward line, quality players make the work very easy. As in just in fact, the gap may be small. They just make the work very easy. And it comes even easier when you're moving from one end to the other part. Yeah, this is not to say it is 100% guaranteed it's going to be successful, because we've also had coaches. Say for example, in Chelsea's case, we had a Graham Potter from Brighton and Hove Albion, who was doing well by their standard. Moved to Chelsea, was not able to replicate the same thing. You talk about even with better quality players, I would say. But for Manchester City, I think it's a whole lot of difference. It's the gap is just too wide. You're having to move from the likes of João Pedro and the Andela to Haaland. You look at the quality of what he has in the midfield, and the quality of the wingers. Having to survive Alejandro Garnacho, Bino Gittins, Marquinhos. I think it's just it's like two different worlds apart. And to be honest, I think he has everything set up for him to be successful. Guardiola was not successful with Manchester City because it was just Guardiola. The system, that had actually made it, very easy for him to be able to, do all of these things. Impacted, obviously with his own knowledge, obviously created something beautiful. And I think he's stepping into that same system. Hopefully they, back him up with everything he needs as well, because maybe they are seeing other parts of that team that he needs to probably upgrade or even add a bit of depth to, because over the years, or maybe during the peak years of Manchester City, that was what they enjoyed the most. Apart from the quality, they had that quality in depth as well. Not just the first 11. They had players who had not even from the bench. They were also strong. So I think if he has all of these things, so there's absolutely no reason for anybody to think he would not be successful. I think he has all these things. He has the backing of the board. He has all the players that he needs. First of all, is he a brilliant manager? Yes, he's intelligent. I think if that has been covered, I think there's a big chance of him continuing what Guardiola has done. Guardiola no be robots, no be AI. He had to bank on some of these things for him to be able to work, and obviously getting the same treatment to give him, a similar level of maybe in terms of dominance. I'm not sure, because even Guardiola was not able to dominate in the final years, but he still got something completely.
Is it safe to say that Pep left a strong enough squad for him?
A strong enough squad. Yes. I think you compare. Everybody will compare Arsenal with City. This is a City that is competing for the biggest honors. They were out of the Champions League because they lost to Real Madrid. How does it doesn't get bigger than Real Madrid in the Champions League now? It's just what it is. And you can now say maybe what version of Real Madrid, but there's a whole lot of other teams that could probably say the same thing as well. But the truth is, they were able to compete at every point in time. At every tournament, they are regarded as favorites. He's also left it. For what it's worth, an FA Cup winning team, Carabao Cup winning team. I think if he's able to leverage on that, and this is a City team with a lot of good players with bright mentality. We always have to do the same thing, keep the repetition going. We have to keep going at it. I'm not saying maybe Chelsea don't exactly have a lot of those, but they do not have in that number as what it would have at Manchester City. These guys have been winning before. They know what it feels like to win. Yes, maybe it has to do a little bit of work on keeping them hungry. But the truth is, a winner would always, there's always that standard. They don't want to settle for less. So I think, given that he has, all of this as well, he's a very ambitious coach as well. So I think everything is just matching together for the greater good. And Manchester City obviously have to enjoy the fact that he was, first of all, with the club. He knows the club. He knows the standard. He was there during the peak years, and he understands what needs to be upheld. So I think it makes it easier for him to continue that tradition. And again, maybe not in terms of dominance for an extended period. I don't think we would have that in the Premier League again. But with the fact that he's done something in terms of profit before, I don't think it should be hard with this quality for him to maintain what Manchester City have been having. Get another trophy, maybe 1 or 2 years win the Premier League title. If he can do it in the Champions League, fine. But I don't think it's going to be a bad one for Maresca at all.
Okay. Let's see how that goes. Yes, do you see Maresca continuing from where Pep Guardiola left off for Manchester City? Yes, I was actually pleased that started seeing the brother doing one kind at Chelsea, and they were going back and forth until he told them that, look, there is a chance that Pep is going to leave and City will want a manager. They've spoken to me about it and I want to move. I felt it was unfair to Chelsea, but these things happen. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to everybody in the studio.
Welcome.
Yes, my name is Mr. Brian, the icon of Manchester City. For me, for Maresca, whether it will be a good replacement or it will be good as Manchester City. For me, like I said that time, Maresca is a good boy. In fact, when we won treble 2023, so we should have a bench there. In fact, we don't win something with youth team. So, the fan rules for Manchester City. And one thing about Manchester City is that when the right manager, they support the manager, they will back him up. So, for me, Maresca to Manchester City is a good one for us. Yes. No, we need to win the City fans, or me as a City fan, I not be expect I make it come so many, the Pep Guardiola. Now, Pep Guardiola don't do such a thing. But for me, I get trust Wednesday, I know yes. My confidence to do high level for where Maresca did. say we will support them, and for we happy as you did them. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you for that one as well this afternoon. Yes, we're talking Enzo Maresca now. And if you think he can continue from where Pep Guardiola left off at City. He's the new man in charge. He's been announced. And yes, they've started making signings. And you know that his era begins now. A new era. It is Maresca who, of course, will be in charge of this one. And we're asking you if you think right now as it stands, Enzo Maresca is that guy. You think, okay, we're not asking you if he's that guy, actually. You think he can continue from where Pep Guardiola left off? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello?
Good afternoon. Okay, try again, and see if you can get across to us to make your contribution. Enzo is the man we're looking at. Maresca, of course, is going to take charge of City. He's the new manager, has been announced already. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Peter Kandi, my brother. Joseph, I greet you.
Welcome.
Hello? Okay. Try to reach us again. If you can. And let's take your thoughts on the show. Yes, still football live on your Champions Star Sports Radio Live FM 090-41,089, 090-44,089. Yes, numbers to call as we take more of the contributions. You can also leave your messages on WhatsApp. Yes, on 090-44,089 on WhatsApp. And let's hear from you this afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon.
Welcome.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
My name is Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, let's hear you.
For me, I think it's going to be very, very difficult for any manager to walk into that match and continue from what Guardiola has built in the club. But the love, I like Maresca, honestly. I'm a Chelsea fan, and my love for him, I see maybe he's the man for the job. I think coming season, something like Inter and not kind of person. I feel he's going to deliver the title. I don't know what's going to happen afterwards. I just feel the club is settled, the players are happy, they're getting new players. Some of the youth guys are already leaving, and the young ones are there, energetic and ready to play. So for me, I think he's going to do well, but I'm very, very confident that this coming season will probably continue from what he has done, what Pep has done. That's what I see from my own opinion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution. Yes, we have more of them coming in, and we are writing it. We are taking all of them on today's edition of the show. Yes, Football Live, it continues, and yes, this time around with the doorsteps of Manchester City, where we're looking at Enzo Maresca as he begins his era as the coach. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
Yes. Good afternoon, Mr. Femi and Mr. Victor. This is Emmanuel from Abuja.
Welcome, Emmanuel.
I think we are discussing the issues of Maresca, yes. Whether he can continue from where Pep stopped.
Yes.
When that man was in Chelsea, I think then Abuja station used to be on live then. So I told them, I say, because I'm Manchester City fan, I've always loved that man, the way he played. He must have not been settled in Chelsea, but thank God he has come to Manchester City. Because if you watch what that guy did, how he was able to capture PSG, it will tell you that he's a good manager. So for people to think that some Chelsea fans were talking in Abuja here, they were saying he will not do anything, he will not do. I said let them watch. He has trained from a good hand. Not only that, from the little matches I've watched Chelsea played when he was there, I can be able to tell you that if that man has a stable ground, he has a stable organization and a stable board, he will do well in Manchester City. People might even be later love him, but just that loved him more than Pep, because mark my words today, it's me that said it. I have seen Maresca played. There's a kind of force he put in his game, force, which Pep does not have. I'm a Pep boy, but there's a force that Maresca put in his game that Pep does not have. I pray he brings that force into the new match.
What do you mean by force in his game?
Okay, fine. The force I mean is that you see the way they played PSG. They were running with the ball, not giving. Not Pep would do all those tiki taka at the Barcelona side. That's what Pep plays. Attractive football that will make you to love him. Tiki taka, possess the ball. But what he did that day, he run with the ball. Make sure if he gets the ball, not only possess the ball, but he continues to attack with force, just like the way PSG play. That is what Pep does not. They don't do. You score one goal, you go and relax. But Maresca want to score more. That is what I like about him. Just watch the new matches that will play. Thank you very much.
Okay. As much as I agree with you on some certain parts, the fact that you used that PSG game twice as your example, and you left out the Sunderland and the other matches where he lost, and let's glide over those ones because it's not his fault. I don't think I'm on that boat. Am I saying he's a bad coach? No. But if you singled out one match out of the number of matches he played to judge him, they are not balancing the scale. They are not balancing the scale. It's as simple as that. Hello.
Hello,
good afternoon. Yes, welcome.
My name is Pius, coming from Lucky.
Pius, welcome.
What the last caller was saying, we have something he said, I do not agree with him. Why will you use my PSG to compare with PSG game to compare with when Maresca was at Chelsea, the play pattern was different, but now it's at Man City. And I think what Enzo Maresca is going to play at Man City will be different than what he's using at Chelsea. Cannot use the tactics you are using in Chelsea to play at Man City, because you are playing with a different player with a different mentality. Even you are using PSG that play almost entire every game of that season, they play it and they still want to club work up. Why will you expect them to perform to that level? So everybody has tried their best. So don't use that game to compare what they are having now. I think Enzo Maresca is going to do well for me. Enzo Maresca is going to do well. Yeah. You wanted to say something?
Okay, because you were actually reacting to the last caller and not facing the topic. I was going to drag you to the topic itself, that it is the manager we are talking about and not it is the manager we are talking about. Do you think Enzo would do well? Do you think he would continue from where Pep Guardiola left off? Now, where Pep left off, you know how high that was. Even 2 trophies in his last season, and kept the team competitive for years. I think he never fell out of the top 4. Was there, and that's a decade long. It's a lot of matches we're going to be looking at this season, and a bit of a surprise for me that apart from Haaland, the City forwards have not exactly stepped up at this World Cup.
Yeah.
Doku, Mamouche.
I expected more from Mamouche, to be honest.
Cherki sits on the bench.
Yeah. I expected more from
Mamouche and Doku.
Doku, I think you look
given the way he finished the season, I was thinking, okay, he'll be better.
Maybe in terms of goal scoring, yeah, you probably expect. But I think on the general play, I think it's been just about good, because basically whatever comes from that Belgium defense, Belgium attackers, majority has have been from him, and Belgium as well have not exactly been that team you feel okay, they're doing enough. I think until the last game against Senegal, they barely had anything, and yeah, this is just let's see how it goes in the knockout. The deeper stages of the knockout. But for every other player, Mamouche especially, I felt he should profit off of how they've played Salah at this World Cup. Salah has played more relaxed role, or the more what's the word now? A more withdrawn role. Yes, and basically allowing Marmoush to take the spotlight. I thought he would have grabbed a couple of goals, but obviously he's not been able to do so. But apart from that, Semenyo is another guy. I feel probably the way the Ghanaians have set up maybe has not exactly done him a lot of good. Just as with the other members of the team, especially in attack. I talked about Fatawu and Kamaldeen. And obviously they were not, they've not been able to create a lot of chance for even to score goals. So I think all of these things put together. This not to say maybe the players are not good players, but I think the way they've set up, especially amongst themselves, the teams have not exactly done them a world of good. So apart from that, I think they're just about having their normal games. The rest of the players did not make it. Savinho is not part of the Brazilian team. Foden is not part of that English national team. Probably would have, could have. Nobody can basically tell. But who else is there? From that attack, Cheki. I never thought Cheki would actually even make it to the first 11 to start with, to be honest. But you're looking at players. The way they play is not much of let's just be flamboyant or the play brings. Yes, he's a guy who gives you everything. He's a guy who is a big option. Coming off the bench as well, even starting. But the truth is, the man has the way he wants to play, and I'm not sure he's trying to experiment in the world of it. And obviously, you've got Olise ahead of you. If you want to start, Olise can play as a 10. In fact,
that's his actual position.
So whether wing, basically where Cheki has been playing, and I don't think anybody would take off Olise for Cheki at this point in time. The team is gelling well. I don't think he wants to touch that. He wants to win the World Cup. Yeah, they've done back-to-back finals, but I'm sure he wants to take it one better, and he just wants to keep that identity fresh. So if Dembele or any of these guys get injured, I'm sure Temple will have his time, but I'm not sure. The quality is there, but on the strength of the chemistry and the momentum they have now, I'm not sure he wants to tamper with it, talking about the coach.
Okay, let's see how that goes. But yes, the conversation at this point in time on Football Live is on Enzo Maresca, of course, so who takes over at Manchester City and is the new man in charge. And we asked him this afternoon on the show if you think, yes, as the new era begins, he will continue from where Pep Guardiola left off. Yes, uneasy lies the leg that wears the crown, and the expectation is going to be very, very high. But we're asking you what you think. Hello.
Yes, a fabulous afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my name is Fabulous D, and I'm representing all the good people of Manchester City. Okay? And I hope I am not going to get sentimental in my submission. First of all, I need to say that replacing Pep Guardiola is not going to be. You need to state that man is, for me, I call him the best coach that has ever had to play in this game. Now, that is subject for another thing. For replacing him, I need to state that it's not playing half now. When Arsenal was playing half